Worker rate class. Exam.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
But you're the jinxie one. Remember what happened yesterday? And remember what happened yesterday.
Wow, it's already started. You know, I'll wear that. That's fair. I missed the thingy.
Yeah.
I missed the show open. What do we call that? The demonstration? I'll wear that. And then they lost.
Yeah.
And by they, I
Every
mean...
single thing that every fan does at home or at the stadium makes a direct impact in the game.
And by they, I mean Kentucky. Oh. Hey, don't we already have one UK disappearance we're dealing with? It's Kate Middleton. Yep, there's nowhere to be.
United Kingdom.
UK. United Kingdom.
University of Kentucky.
Yes. Yeah.
There could be a lot of jokes in there, too, with that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, we're off to a grand start. I'm Dave. That's Jason. That's Chris. And we're off, man. Friday. We're off. Like we are.
I didn't know we didn't have a show.
We are
this
off
is
to the races.
Yeah. In what? The tournament?
The tournament.
The show?
The show. The stretch of the NBA season.
MLB? Shohei's.
I wouldn't bet on that.
I did.
Did you see the picture of his new interpreter? It was Bruno Mars in a Dodger uniform.
Oh, I did see that. I didn't get that.
Because he's $50 million in debt to MGM.
Bruno is?
Yes.
You didn't know about that?
No, I didn't know that story.
He's legit. Like,
why would he do?
Gambled.
On?
I don't know.
Shohei.
Yeah, something. He's, not doing favors for the Zonts out there, as Alan would say. Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
By the way, what are the rules on that? If you're not vertically challenged, I always have to do that. Horizon, horizontal. If you're not horizontally challenged, are you allowed to use Zont, which is a term I got from Alan for horizontally challenged, I think is what it is.
I don't know.
Well, because like there's, you know what I'm saying? Like there's other, like, you know, I can't say things, which I'm fine with, but I don't know if that counts.
What do they say at the Verts meeting?
Verts. Would that be fat people or super skinny people?
Vertical.
Oh, vertical. I'm sorry. Horizontal. Yeah,
Zonts. Verts.
Wait. Hold on. If the horizon is the thing from left to right, then why does that have anything to do with... Wouldn't it be verts?
No, because they're shorter.
But they're not wider. Isn't horizontal? That's the horizon.
Yeah,
that's wide. Wouldn't he be a vert? Like he's
no, he's not tall.
He's not tall.
Well, then what's the opposite? But
the opposite of vertical is horizontal.
No, that's like saying the opposite up and down is left to right, though, right? Isn't horizontal a left to right thing? And
so you want him to be a non-vert,
a convert. An invert, outvert. I don't know.
Convert would be a fake tall person. Right?
Yes. I don't know. I gotta honestly. I always mix those up, and I gotta. I'm throwing the flag.
Okay.
Because
we're gonna do it.
Alan Styles is obviously not fat. He's in great shape.
Right. It was a tough birthday for him yesterday.
Yeah.
I guess.
I see he threw our present to the ground.
Wow.
Got him a Sac Republic scarf that we actually got a while ago.
We did. We really thought about him for that.
Well, okay. I guess it's just a growing show in Sacramento.
Yeah. How's your bracket, Dave?
You know, as they say, this, you know, as a veteran of these brackets, you know this too. Don't panic. No. It's about how's your Sweet 16, how's your Elite 8.
So you weren't walking around the office like some years. I'm 2-0. 2-0.
You have the fun discourse where it's, I mean, I lost the very first one was Michigan State. I had Mississippi State.
0-1. Tough to come back from that.
Yeah, right away.
Why would you ever pick against Izzo?
Yeah, I know. Because every time I pick Izzo, it's kind of like Kentucky. Every time I pick for them, Purdue, Wisconsin, Kentucky, Michigan State are always the ones. Okay, I'm picking them this year. Loss. Okay, I'm not touching them. Win.
Final Four.
Yeah, Final Four. Exactly. And Michigan State counts there. But, I lost one. Well, in one, I have 2 brackets in the pool. One's done. I had Arizona versus UK. Yeah, that's done. That's done. But in my main, my number one,
the one I'm considering serious.
Well, that one was number 2. This is the one that's the original name. That's the one the second one I do. Well, it took me a long time to do too because I had to get over the internal dialogue of like, if you do more than one, is it cheating? Not cheating.
No.
But I mean, I know we encourage it, but like part of me is like, no, you get 1 bracket. You can't do like 9 brackets. Like we have some people that have like 5 brackets.
Yeah,
like,
but it helps with the overall fun money.
No, and therefore I'm happy with it. Fun, not fun
Right.
money. Just make sure people get that. The second bracket I always do is like, okay, I'm gonna have some fun with this one. Here's a bunch of upsets, blah blah blah. The first bracket is the one that like this is what I really think is going to happen. And in that one, I'm missing. I had UK in the Sweet 16. Other than that, and that's what I was telling my wife yesterday, who was in 7th for a while.
Oh,
Set the screen.
I said, "Hey, wife, it's how's your Sweet 16?
Yeah.
If you get out of the first weekend and you've got,
if you have the first weekend, you have your Final Four.
yeah, you got your Elite 8 and your Final 4.
Oh, good shape.
You're in great shape.
Yeah.
You could miss 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that year that I did win, I think I was missing either 3 or 4 of my Sweet 16s. It was not a particularly good first weekend. And then
it got hot.
Yeah. And then you just, absolutely. If you keep the rest of your bracket, it's all about the,
how damaging is the loss?
Yeah, exactly. The one we have,
like I'm sure Mississippi State yesterday for you.
Mm-hmm. Out in the next round.
Yeah. So, I mean, you didn't want to lose it, but not a killer.
The only ones I missed, I think I missed 2 or 3. The only ones I missed, they were all out in the next round except for UK. And that was Sweet 16.
So you lost 3? 13-3?
I think I lost 3.
Good for you.
I think. But the way our standings go, it's the way I look is this. I don't look at you look at the record, but I look at how many points do I still have possible?
Right.
And then if I really, which I did last night, so I picked UConn, right? And you look at, okay, all the people that have UConn, how many points do they have possible and where I'm at? And I think there's 3 people in the pool, all literally can get 1 more point than me, but none of them have my Final Four. We have different Final Fours.
So you won't be,
exactly.
They won't be a factor with you.
That's exactly right. So that's kind of like after day 1, that's the best I can do. And I'm happy with that. If I've still got a good shot after the first weekend, hey.
Yeah. And it's only been 1 day. It's not even the first round's over yet.
No, and what a day that was.
Yeah.
Not the craziest day. We haven't had a buzzer beater or anything.
No, but pretty good. I mean, I thought the last game might give us
Kansas.
Well, it gave us good drama.
Oh, really good drama.
Some interesting calls. In
that was a clean block.
It was.
It was a very clean block.
I think you got it.
You think what?
I think you got it. Well, I don't think it was clean.
Yeah. It was clean.
No.
Yes.
I mean, you think Kansas should have gone out on that?
No. God, no. That would have screwed me. So yeah, that's where it sucks because first off, there's far more Kansas fans than Samford fans.
Yeah.
Okay, so number 1. Number 2, the vast majority, if like in the 90%, if not higher, 95, were super happy that Kansas advanced, which is funny because it changed. Even though people are acknowledging that's a story, it's like nobody's hiding the fact. They're like, yeah, they got screwed. That was a clean block. It could have been a lot different, but thank God they lost.
Yeah.
And then I feel really bad for Samford because it's like, well, these kids aren't. They're just trying to.
That.
No, they're just trying to win.
Right.
We should. And by the way, and we'll talk about this later, of course. But how in the good Lord at that level do you not have the ability to review that?
I know.
This is the dumbest.
Especially since they're reviewing every single other play.
You can't review that.
And it's become it happens at Golden One in the NBA because they do have a review, but they call it like every time you now see a crowd shot, everybody's like, review. It's like, guys, the Or like maybe at a Kings game, maybe they're out of challenges and everyone's like, review it. It's like they can't
have challenge.
It's happened.
Yeah.
But
I mean, honestly,
the players don't help either.
You know what? Again, we're always looking out for other people to make money.
Yeah.
I think there should be a section on the scoreboard or somewhere around the stadium where you have the something wrong call and Fong review counter. And that way you can just look over there and see who has a review available.
Yeah.
Because why would you review something? It has something you think it's wrong.
Yeah. Like the first 2 minutes of a game.
Yeah, fits right in.
Yesterday. Well, they won the challenge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, somebody 11 hours ago from the 209, Dave is, in my opinion, too wishy-washy of a Kings fan. He needs to shut up. Sorry.
I was
Jason.
in a mood last night after the Kings game, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to send this and see if Dave reads it in the morning.
You know what? That was 11 hours ago. I'm going to text back.
You wake them up.
I'm waking them right up.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be funny if my phone got the ping? See, it was me.
So the call was coming from inside the room. It is. I had a really close friend yesterday who's grew up in Denver. He's a diehard Nuggets fan. And, when the Kings have a bad loss like that, he likes to do fun things like send me the box score and be like, hey, FYI.
That's a good friend.
And so I actually got
a shameful performance.
I actually got really mad not really mad, but
what did you do?
I did not enjoy. I let him know I didn't. I was like, look, this is fun in games for you.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but it's a different.
But I'm going to come find you.
I
got a specific set of skills.
I actually told a story about this guy the other day, as a matter of fact, involving David Stern. So, we had this.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, we had this long text talk, and I was like, "Here's what you don't get. Like it's
a text talk.
Text talk, not TED talk."
All right.
I was like, for you, it's like banners and pennants and rah rah and awesome, and that's great. Like, you're a diehard fan. I respect that. I was like, I got to go in and talk about this crap tomorrow at 4 or for 4 hours. I have to go and talk about this. And the thing that everything sucks about a bad loss, right? But just pulling back the curtain in this business, you know that when you're going into work the next day, I mean, that's if you're out there and you have an opinion, which you have to do in this business, half of everybody is going to think, oh, I didn't tune in for this negative crap. I mean, there's still, 40 wins, negative nits, like this guy.
Right.
Too wishy-washy. What are you talking about? Like, it call me a lot of things. Wishy-washy. Wishy-washy is like in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm 100% in. I've been my whole life.
I would agree. You're wishy-washy.
What does that mean?
Because sometimes you're really happy with the Kings, and sometimes you're really mad at the Kings.
That's wishy-washy? The hell?
You need to pick one. You need to always be happy with the Kings or always be mad about the Kings.
Lacking strength or boldness. Well, that describes me perfectly. Wishy-washy. You're either being too negative, and people don't want to hear about that because they're struggling to pay their mortgage or the jobs and they hate their wife or husband. Or, dude, you're a shill. Have some cojones. You got to call out the coach. What are you doing? The team. That's the thing.
Because that'll show them.
That will show them. When the team has a sucky loss, and I get it. There's very few direct outlets. So go after the media guys. Go after each other. Go after each other on social media. You have to yell at somebody. And you also have this group of people that only show up in the crap times and they're vocal, and then they go away during the wins. And it just makes for a really bad discourse. So that's why I said to my friend, I'm like, look, dude, thanks for pointing this out.
Yeah.
I care that they lost as a fan, but I care far more about the fact that I got to go in and deal with ding dong on the text line tomorrow for 4 hours for my job, which I'm not complaining, although I'm really super complaining.
Sounds wishy-washy.
Very wishy-washy. Maybe he's right. I just want everybody to get along.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just want everybody to get along. All right, here's what we got on the show today. We're going to talk NCAA Tournament. Life without Kevin Herter. So far, not great. Bobby Brackets at 8 a.m. The great Bob Gerould from hoopobsession.com, or as I said, Basketball Obsession last week. Brendan Nunes, Keon Ellis champion. will join us at 9 a.m. And then Fun and Games Friday. Sounds weird, huh, when you say it like that?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Games of Fun on a Friday.
Correct.
Yeah, that's happening today as well.
Unfortunately, I won't be part of that.
Yeah.
What?
Chris is leaving us at the end of the show.
Well, that would at the end of the show would be
Well, a little before the
what
end.
time?
Maybe
That
45.
last break.
Yeah.
If I ask you why, is it going to be one of those times
No.
where I ask you something and then it's like
No,
a
it's a
really
good
lame
one.
answer?
No,
and
it's
I
good.
feel bad. Okay, what?
I'm interviewing the wrestler Becky Lynch today.
Hey, where will this interview be?
Probably going to be on YouTube and the website.
Is that in Joe's office?
Yes.
Joe Rose.
Yeah, Joe Rose.
So we're missing Chris on Friday Finding Games, so we can do an interview of a wrestler that's not going to appear on the show.
Maybe there's some greatest hits on
Maybe
there.
we could play it on the show. I don't
Yeah,
have a problem with that.
I would be 100% for that, and I would repeat it once a month for the entire summer.
Yeah.
That's how you do content.
That's if there's another Wilodi, then throw that in for a couple of segments of the show.
And there's questions about last night's game and where does that stand in the world of Wilodi. All right, we'll take a break. It's Friday. We'll come back. Leading off is next.
After this.
Almost got you there. Yeah. Driving to work today. The vehicle I purchased from Hoblet a few months back. Felt like Rocky in, what was it, Rocky 4? I don't have a Trans Am, but when he got in, he was going through the tunnel. The montage where he's having a long thought. Just thinking about last night's loss, but appreciating the fact that I got my vehicle from my good friends at Hoblet, and you can do the same. It's not exclusive to me. Here's the thing. They're open for business for everybody. And right now, it's a special time at Hoblet. Very special time. It's Ram Truck Month. You save up to $16,500 off the new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies. This is one of the nicest, most capable trucks you can buy. And, oh, by the way, the biggest savings of the year. It's huge. And how many do they have available? 200. You're going to get the interior, the exterior, the whatever you want. They've got them all. I think they have every Ram 2500 Laramie made at Hoblet. So why do you choose Hoblet? Because they do things different. You get the small town experience and the big city savings and selection. That's why they're California's #1 new Ram truck dealer. So if you're looking for a truck, Hoblet should be your first and only stop. See the full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody, and I mean nobody, beats Hoblet, period. Leading off, coming up next.
Keep it here to Sactown Sports for the Sacramento Kings push toward the postseason.
Get analysis from our local shows, breakdowns from our Kings insiders, and all the thrilling moments from the G-Man.
Keegan Murray scrambles to save it. He gives it now to Barnes. 1 on the clock. Desperate 3 on the way. He scores the triple. Game tied at 121 apiece. 17 for Barnes.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the Sacramento Kings. Let's do it. Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
And it'll be Kyle Kuzma who brings it up against Keegan Murray, who greets him at the midcourt line in the logo. Kuzma accelerates, drives inside. No backside help whatsoever. Drove to the rim. That's the dagger. Wizards lead by 8, 107-89. Kuzma now has 31 points.
Hey, listen, man. I told you, I'm a new man. I'm not even mad.
Okay. I believe that.
I guess
I wish you weren't a liar.
It's not that I'm not mad. Okay, maybe I'm mad, but like I'm not surprised. Like I will say this: I am mildly surprised. I'm certainly not fully surprised, and I'm definitely not shocked. Like they have this massive win over Toronto. They pull their starters for the whole fourth quarter, pretty much. They are once again playing a team that sucks. The worst team in the NBA. Wait, is that now the second time this year they've lost to the worst team in the NBA?
When they were the worst. Yeah. At least, yeah, I think it's officially probably twice, but we know the losses they have amongst the bottom teams.
I mean, we're not talking about blowing the choking away the lead in Milwaukee. We're not talking about one of the biggest chokes in recent NBA history in Phoenix. We're not talking about any of that. We're not even talking about almost losing to San Antonio or losing at home to a depleted Bulls team, which is actually probably the best one out of all. We're talking Charlotte, Portland, Detroit, Washington. It's just who this team is. Here's again what I'll say it again after these losses. This is the worst thing I can say, like the most angriest thing I can say. There's still, I think, that bit of hope in everybody's mind where it's like, well, just get in there. Yeah. This team plays up to their competition. Then in the playoffs, it'll all be playing up to competition, and that's where they want to be. My answer to that would be this. You better be right. Mm-hmm. You better be right because
be ready for disappointment.
If this crap happens and they end up in the play-in or they end up an easy first-round exit, blow it up. And I don't mean blow it up like trade Fox. I'm not talking about that. Right. I'm saying you won't see this team will either not look anything like it does now next year. You'll have your core maybe, and that's it. And I don't even know. Fox and Sabonis to me are the only ones that you would think would be safe. Either that or Monty's not doing his job. And Monty does his job, but you can't go into year 3 with this. And everybody's ass is in the jackpot, as that one umpire said. I think so. I think Mike Brown, I don't know what the hell.
I think that happens regardless.
Yeah.
I mean, because let's just do the ultimate pie in the sky, and somehow that they figured out in the postseason.
Yeah.
And they make some incredible run.
Yeah.
I still think we saw enough in the regular season to say that this team isn't stable, right?
Yeah.
And I think we keep going with they're good. They're not great. And last night wouldn't have made them great.
No.
But last night puts you back closer to the good. I mean, you're just like, yeah. It's become so, you like the word, it's predictable. It's frustrating. And the part that I would say surprised me the most was when they were down the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's an 18-0 run and they caught them. And I'm like, okay, they did mess around. But now they're going to win come second half. Boom, down 15 again. Oh, my gosh, they're going to lose. Oh, wait, here they come. They actually take the lead. All right, well, stupid, but they're going to win now. And then a third time they lost the game. I'm like, all right, that surprised me.
They kept coming back. Kept coming back.
They are the better team.
They are the better team.
And then they lost. I mean, they lost that 3 times, and that surprised me.
And again, if you are tired, if you are hurt, if you are not the better team, like for the other, again, they lost to the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
I have I mean, I hate losing.
Right.
But I didn't go home going, they can't. I thought they played their asses off.
They don't belong. Like that was a good game. They lost to a team at the end.
That's it.
This was not a good game.
And the amount of game, and then it's just so tiring after the game, hearing anyone. Well, this, and we had 8 turnovers in the thing, and then we couldn't make our threes, and they made.
I honestly think they don't know.
They don't know what
the answer.
I don't.
And I'm not.
Right.
Like we all.
Right.
Like Dave. What's the answer? I don't know.
I honestly wouldn't mind hearing that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind hearing. I don't know. I hate this.
Yeah.
This is a problem. I love these guys I'm playing with, and I'm not going to be playing with them next year if we keep doing this crap. It's one thing if we're not as good as the team we lose to, and every team's going to have rando losses.
Right. But this is a list.
Right.
A lengthy list.
That's the thing. And
maybe you should have 2 to 3 in an 82 game season.
Yes, of just total rando. Yeah. How the hell did that happen? Losses.
5th game and 8, whatever, something weird. A schedule. Hey, they were on the plane for X. It was a weird thing.
There's always some guy that comes in. He's the same guy that drives a lifted truck and yells at people for putting fruit in their drink. So we got Roy in the YouTube chat.
Hi, Roy.
Roy's spamming the YouTube chat. Let me help Roy out here. His whole you gotta quit thinking this is a championship team. Fans need to grow a pair. I recommend sad fans find another team that meets their standards. So in Roy's case, let's go with the way Roy's thinking right now. This is exactly how you want to be a fan. Just sit back and watch every game and be happy with what you have.
Right.
Just acknowledge that. And when the team loses to super crappy teams for no reason, just be like, well, they're not a championship team. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's great. Hey, son, want to watch the game tomorrow? The Kings might win. Yeah, Dad, that'd be swell.
Yeah.
What kind of garbage is that, Roy?
Well, we've said a lot that this was a championship team.
Yeah, all the time we're talking about this as a championship team. So if they're not a championship team, we should just be cool with all the,
Right.
Hey, it's okay. I'm Roy. I'm good with everything. And if you don't like that, you should grow a pair. Shut up. That's just like, this is what I'm talking about. And obviously I'm going to be testy, but just the losses bring out the freezing water IQs. And it's one thing to have dumb takes. It's another to have aggressively dumb takes. Like don't have an aggressive dumb take. You have a dumb take. I've had dumb takes. Still be aggressive about it. Like, bro, no, nobody thinks this is a championship team. Do people get frustrated because you have these stupid ass losses that are so common with this team? They're actually kind of predictable. Oh, they're losing to the worst team on this road trip. Who'd have thunk that one? Well, pretty much anyone who's watched this season, yet it still surprises you. It's like when somebody who's had an illness forever finally dies. And you're like, it's sad. We expected this. We've been prepared for this, but you're never really prepared for it until it actually happens. That's exactly what it's like, Jason. It's like losing a close relative to a disease.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
Thank you. Everyone be like Roy. Grow a pair. Cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Shepard will send it in. Pass up ahead. Reeves fires the 3. Will not go. The buzzer sounds. America, the Oakland Golden Grizzlies have busted your bracket. Oakland University is going on. The Kentucky Wildcats are going home. 80-76. The Oakland Golden Grizzlies get the win over the Kentucky Wildcats.
Busted your bracket.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself.
You busted?
I will say this, and I'm the 100,000th person to say this, but if you're sad about UK jacking your bracket, even a little bit, feel good for Oakland fans, because it has been that not a lot of good news for sports for them.
Yeah.
And finally, after long last, there's some great news for Oakland fans, and they got that last night with that win. It doesn't make up for losing the Warriors, for losing the Raiders, for probably losing the A's, but at least for one day only.
Good time for the Bay Area.
It's a great time for the Bay Area, Oakland specifically. They can hold their heads up. Yes, Chris.
It's actually Oakland. It's in Michigan. It's not California.
That's your opinion. Okay. And you know what? We live in it's like our Twitter exchange yesterday. You were wrong and looked really stupid, but I respect your right to have an opinion. You think Oakland's in Michigan? I've been in Oakland many times.
I drove there a few weeks ago.
I've told you this, Oakland Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
That's where they saved my life. Guess what? Not in Michigan. Otherwise, my parents wouldn't have been able to drive there and back.
Right.
You know?
And all the Grizzlies in Oakland. We know that.
Right. All of them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a break when we get back. And this is how I wrote it up, and it's true. The Kings suck. I hate them. And we'll have audio from last night's game. We'll do that right after this.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry. You never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and The Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Friday, and we're off to a cloudy, overcast start to the day. It'll be dry for the front half of your Friday with temperatures cool out the door. Into the afternoon, expect highs in the upper 60s with rain developing by tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
At Ashton & Price, over the last 25 years, we've won just about every injury case you can think of. Slip and fall, falling merchandise, fell through rotted decking, we won those. Dangerous stairs, falls into holes, dog bites, won them. Injured while pedestrian or on a bicycle, auto, motorcycle, big rig, company vehicle, Uber, or Lyft accident, We've won them all. And the best news is there's no fee until you win. So no matter how you got injured,
remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
#1 claim based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
Power Business Technology is proud to be 100% independent, locally owned, and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a 2022 Toshiba ProMasters Elite Dealer. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready to mark your calendars because here is your live events calendar. It's time to amp up your entertainment game. First, catch the comedic brilliance of Hassan Minhaj at the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center, March 29th. It'll be an evening filled with laughter that you don't want to miss. But hold on, it gets even better. On March 30th, Thunder Valley presents an unforgettable night with the Jacksons and Sister Sledge. Dance the night away to their legendary hits. And that's not all. You don't want to miss NF's electrifying performance at the Golden One Center, presented by Live Nation on June 8th. You'll be blown away by his raw talent and magnetic stage presence. And speaking of legendary performances, mark your calendars for June 11th, because Live Nation is bringing Janet Jackson to the Golden One Center. A night packed with iconic hits and mesmerizing choreography that will leave you speechless. And then June 15th, Ronnie Chang brings his hilarious show to the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center. It's an evening of hilarious comedy and unforgettable moments. Visit livenation.com or Ticketmaster to grab your tickets. And that's your live events calendar. We're your ultimate destination for the hottest live events in town.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints of the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
Breaking news during the break. Literally breaking news.
Yeah.
So, Oakland, excuse me, yes, Oakland, Michigan. Chris, they beat Kentucky.
Yes.
You know, that's a big deal, right? And you saw Golke, the guy who had all the three-pointers.
Yeah.
He got interviewed.
Which is all he does.
Yeah. Also, great song that he was somebody that he used to know.
Great.
Love Golke.
We're going with great with that song.
Great song?
Yeah.
Definitely a modern day Johnny Hates Jazz, Shattered Dreams.
Okay.
Like, I've never heard of them since.
Solid one-hit wonder.
Solid one-hit wonder. So their head coach, Oakland's head coach, you saw him get interviewed, is Greg Campy.
He was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was. Yes, absolutely. And
how'd you get it done? When it was Golke was next to him, he's like,
oh, that guy right there. And then Golke's got his arm around him. He's like, he just lets me shoot. Also, here's a picture of the dude with purple hair. Maybe he's a Kings fan.
Oh.
Okay. So anyways, why are we talking about the head coach of Oakland who upset Kentucky? Well, when you look at the guy's bio, he went to Bowling Green.
oh, I know a couple people that went to Bowling Green.
And I know a couple people.
Yeah.
And one of them is
Hall
Pat
of
Still
Famer.
down the hall.
Yeah.
Yes. Hall of Fame inductee, Pat Still.
Yeah, he's down the Hall of Fame.
So that's a respectable job. And well, turns out they went to Bowling Green at the same time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder if they know each other.
What if they know each other? Well, turns out a little bit, because apparently Coach Campy stole Pat's girlfriend in college. What?
Not cool.
Shameful performance.
That's right, Coach.
Right? So that's interesting. And I guess, like, she went on to marry somebody else. He was just, we'll have to get Pat on later to go through this, but
I'm no longer rooting for Oakland.
I'm rooting against them heavily.
I would, if had I known this yesterday, I would have been all Kentucky.
Cinderella my butt.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's interesting. And it makes me want, like, if you have an ex that left you, but then they end up like they left you for somebody awesome, or, you know, like whatever. Like if you dated some girl in high school and it's like, oh yeah, she went on to marry Brad Pitt. And does that make you feel better? Because you're like, well, at least she left me for that. Or do you go, I'm jealous? Like, come on, man. Like, he's great.
I could have been Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yeah. What if it's what if it's like three people down the line? You know, like, hey, we're in high school, but then whatever. But it wasn't the next person.
I feel like it's better if it's the next one. But yes, you're right. If it's like three people down the line. Anyways, all right, let's
What if you had a crush on someone in middle school and then they became a world-renowned movie writer?
That's a very specific
That's
example.
an oddly, Chris, that's an oddly specific example that makes me want to know what we're talking about here, because I don't think, do I know
That's
this?
the Jason Ross story.
Jason Ross story. Do I know this story, Jason?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what Chris talks about.
Mm-hmm.
That's ringing a bell.
Is it?
Yeah.
A world-renowned movie writer?
I'd say pretty renowned, right, Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedy writer.
An actress.
She's a writing partner with Kristen Wiig.
Yeah.
You had a crush on Tina Fey?
Yes.
Wow.
We went to the same middle school.
Amazing.
No, you may not know her name, but she Annie Mumolo was her name.
Oh, Annie Mumolo.
Yeah. She was in Bridesmaids and a few other movies.
Really?
Actually, she made one with Kristen Wiig that I couldn't wait to see. That was
It was
rough.
not great.
No.
What is it? Barb and
Barb and Star or something.
Just really.
She was also in This Is 40, I think.
Hey. That's very smart, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which the funny part is, obviously, she's a comedy writer. You're in grade school or middle school. I didn't remember her being funny.
No.
But back then you didn't think women were funny.
Chris.
No.
Come on.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh. Apparently she married in 2005 Tim Lovestead. He's a dork.
Oh, Tim?
But guess what?
You know what we used to call Tim?
Oh, what?
Dork.
Tim.
Yeah, Tim the
No, I don't know.
turd guy. Well, guess what? They were married for 11 years. Keyword were married. But here's the issue. You ended up with the real superstar.
That's right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Everything works out for a reason.
100%.
Do you still remember them?
Never did.
Pass it along.
Maybe on the rotary.
Hey, maybe on the rotary. Hey, Mamalo, what you up to?
How did we keep? Oh, we had probably like probably had a phone book, huh?
What?
I don't remember as a kid. We just remembered numbers.
Oh,
like did you write them down? I mean, your parents might have had a phone book or the phone book.
Yeah, so we had two ways of doing it.
But I remembered everybody's that I needed to call.
Remembered most of them, right? I still do for a couple. I remember random phone numbers.
Yeah, there's a few that I remember.
Yeah.
Like, why do I have Scott Marsh's cell phone? Yeah, like
Sean Cunningham,
why,
I have it in my head.
Same.
But I don't know yours.
You don't know mine?
No, I mean, I would no, because I've always. I think mine.
What? You've always what, Jason? Right?
Wait, what number is that?
So Jason, it's 916.
Yeah.
So Dave's number is 916.
Hey! That's enough. You already gave it away.
No, what? It won't take that long to get all the combinations.
624.
We used to,
and then you could guess the rest of them.
Our phone. We used to be able to use. My dad had a little business line in the house, and we used to be able to hijack it at night.
Business.
And use it as like the kid phone, right? Yeah, business line. Well, it was also his modem line.
Oh yeah.
For when he did his bills with First Interstate Bank, and he put the phone thing on the modem and go, and then he'd pay his bills.
Oh, that's high tech.
Ahead of his time.
Way ahead.
And then when he needed to print something out, he had this like typewriter looking thing, and you put the paper in, right? And his printer was, you hit print, and the keys literally moved in fast motion and typed everything out. For real, though.
What was that magic machine?
It would just go ding it, and just the whole thing, the spacing, the enters, the new, like that was the printer.
Oh.
Right? After he put his AOL disc in. So anyways, it was in this cabinet, white cabinet with shelves and stuff. And so there would be like family photos. So I would move the photos, and I had a Sharpie, and I got in a lot of trouble for this when they finally found it out. But I'd move the photos, and I'd write on the white cabinet the phone number, and then I'd cover it up with the picture. So then one time my mom was dusting, like it shows you how often she dusted, because this was like years. And then she was cleaning it out, and every picture she moved, there were all these phone numbers behind it. And that's how I kept my phone numbers. You never had one of those little books, not a little black book, but it was like a little magnetic thing, and you open it, it's like an accordion, and you write the phone numbers, and it's got little lines for name, phone number, and all that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Okay.
Kids today don't understand, like, hey, how do I get to your house? And then you write like, oh, left on 15th Street, and you write the L in the circle, left 15th Street, right here. That's how we used to have Rand McNally maps.
Yes.
Anyways, I don't know here.
Rashawn Holmes missed that shot. Fox going for a three. He's 0 for 5. Long rebound, comes back to him. Feet set, launches and scores. And look at his body language. His head snapped down. He almost half pumped a fist. You could just see he's just seething inside.
That was second quarter, Fox's first three.
Yeah.
Here's how it ended.
Sabonis rebound, tipped out of his hands. Wizards have it. And the Sacramento Kings, on the second night of a back-to-back, have done something that very few opposing teams have done in this building. And that's lose to the Wizards on their home floor. The final score is 109-102. Washington gets just its 5th win against 28 losses in this building. It's their 12th win of the season. And you talk about stubbing your toe big time in the second night of a back-to-back. The Kings have done exactly that.
G-Man usually makes me feel better.
Right. You see what you did to G-Man? You made him fly all the hell the way out there. He had to go to another country.
Right. Had to go through customs to get back into this wonderful country.
Right. And unfortunately for this team, the customs are to lose to crappy teams.
It's the custom.
There's your Kings highlight.
Hey, Dave, they play Orlando, though.
Yeah, they'll probably win. I'll tell you right now, you know what I think is going to happen? Let's see if I'm right. They're going to beat Orlando. and then they're going to come home and get their ass kicked to Philadelphia without Joel Embiid. That's how it would line up. Beat the good team because you're super mad, and then come home and play Philly first game from an East Coast swing, doing a little East Coast swing like boys to men. Get your butts kicked, and then go out and beat Dallas twice in a row.
Oh, if
you take that,
I would take it today.
That's 3-1.
3-1 this time next Friday. Yeah, I'd take that.
Kings now have the third toughest schedule in the league remaining. This was the end of their easy stretch.
Yeah.
Stupid poop mouth. More on that later. As if losing to a crappy, horrible, worst team in the NBA wasn't bad enough.
It couldn't get worse.
Couldn't get worse.
Yeah.
Other teams played. And, well, maybe they lost too.
Yeah, let's hope for that.
Right. Or maybe you got good news on Kevin Huerter yesterday.
I hope so.
So hold on to that hope in one hand and do the other thing in the other. We'll see which one weighs more. Coming up next on Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
And here's Purdy going to throw one deep, wide for Debo. Made the catch on the back shoulder. Touchdown! San Francisco!
And a back shoulder banger for Debo Samuel.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories.
Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event is on. Get out there this season in a powerful new Toyota truck. Tear it up on or off the road and explore every terrain with Toyota's industry-leading reliability. Right now, get low 1.99% APR financing on the powerful 2024 Tundra and Tundra Hybrid. Or check out the all-new redesigned 2024 Tacoma. Hurry in, Toyota's Ready, Set, Go sales event ends soon. Toyota, let's go places. Offer available through TFS to buyers with premium rated credit. Excludes TRD Pro, ends 4/1/24.
Hi, everyone. It's Emran Pilati, the host of the True Sports Card Show here on Sactown Sports 1140, Saturdays at 10 a.m. I'm excited about our second location at the Roseville Galleria as True Sports Cards continues our expansion. And to celebrate this day, we're excited to announce that Kevin Huerter from the Sacramento Kings will be signing autographs on March 30th at 3 p.m. You can get your tickets for this event right now by going to TrueSportsCards.com, searching Kevin Huerter in the search bar, and buying your ticket. Limited tickets are available, so please go to the website TrueSportsCards.com and get your Kevin Huerter tickets right now.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for my good friends at American Energy. Now, I've told you this before, but this is what we call extending a good deal. Right now, American Energy Heat and Air is offering an HVAC diagnostic for $99. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Never mind. They're offering it free. It's a $99 value, but you get it for $0. Let the American Energy team test your system connections and all the moving parts of that system to ensure that it's functioning properly. Now, this is a limited time offer, expires March 31st. Call today to schedule your appointment at 916-520-9990. Speak to the company that has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau that's been making the greater Sacramento area proud since 1981. 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com. Tell them Carmichael Dave sent you.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
Welcome to the March Mania sales event at Kia of Vacaville, Northern California's premier destination for automotive excellence. Get ready for an exhilarating showcase of our 2024 vehicle lineup, where innovation meets the road and customer satisfaction reigns supreme. Step into the future with the all-new Kia Sportage. Ridge, where cutting-edge design harmonizes with dynamic performance. Explore the outstanding fuel efficiency of the Kia Niro, a hybrid marvel that redefines eco-friendly driving. Experience the unparalleled luxury and versatility of the Kia Telluride, setting new standards for sophistication and practicality. Don't miss out on our impressive selection of eco-friendly Kia hybrid options, tailored for drivers who demand efficiency without compromising on style. And for those seeking the EV9, Kia of Vacaville has it ready for delivery or in stock. Visit us today during March Mania and discover why Kia of Vacaville is the ultimate destination for automotive excellence. Model availability and features may vary. Please visit Kia of Vacaville for more information.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
This is where I love the YouTube chat. They're going back in time with us. Kevin on the YouTube chat says, I thought 530 was fairly new. Hasn't been around for a while, and I want to say the 530 area code came about sometime maybe a little later than when Channel 10 and Channel 13 switch spots.
What?
Like, I mean, it's been around for a long time,
right?
Yeah, maybe 10 and 13 was. I still think
that was a long time ago. A long time
ago. We got to get to sports, guys. This is another thing that happens when the Kings lose. I know that it's subconscious.
Did you just say what you said?
What?
We got to get to sports, guys.
That's because I know that subconsciously my ADD kicks in so hard when the Kings lose like this, because I understand that it's our job to talk about it, and we're going to talk about it. We have 4 hours. We're going to talk about it. And I apologize. I truly do apologize for the people that can only catch like 15 minutes of the show and they tuned in and, we're like, hey, go TA, or whatever. And I know that other shows will cover it. It's just, it mentally hurts me to cover this team. Like I don't have any answers. You don't have any answers.
That's probably more the frustrating part. Like, yeah, that really is. If it was like, if there was a clear cut, well, you know what, Dave? Rebounding. If this team would ever get a big shooting, sure, some night. There's not one common thread to all of these losses.
Right.
There's enough. Now we're going to go through the bad ones like yesterday, but it's frustrating not knowing answers.
And there's no this is some deep Sacramento stuff. 530.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want to take a guess at the year?
I already looked it up.
No. You had a guess. You said 90s, right?
Somewhere.
1997.
Yes.
I thought it had been around forever.
I mean, well, here's the problem, Chris. You're getting old too.
All of a sudden,
that was 27 years ago.
It's a long time.
That's a long time. Like, people that were born the day the 530 area code debuted have, in some cases, multiple kids and jobs and families, and they've grown. They're adults. That's a lot to do by the time you're 27. But hey, some people, KXTV Channel 10 and Channel 13 made the switch in Sacramento in 1995. They're 2 years apart, so it was right around that. See? That's what happened. All right. Enough ADD. As if, losing wasn't bad enough. Other team, it would be nice if the other teams were like, you know what? Bad loss for the Kings. We're going to help them.
There was one bit of help.
There was?
Yeah.
What was that?
Orlando helped out.
Yeah.
By beating New Orleans.
New Orleans, you're right. I guess. Yeah, you're right.
And that was so in real time, that was happening where it's going, oh, Orlando's going to win.
Yeah.
The Kings had come back, and I'm like, oh, this night could be, you know what? They might only be one back of New Orleans all of a sudden. And also the word, which you never root for this, when I saw the Brandon Ingram injury, I went, oh, man, he might miss some time.
That's a thing.
Obviously, he's a great player. If the Kings are down one from that, like, hey, I wasn't really thinking about the fifth position, but if the fifth, and it's still a possibility, right?
Sure.
But instead, the Kings didn't come back. And then a couple other things happened later in the night.
Yeah. Scores last night that we care about. The Rockets don't really affect us, but, well, who the hell knows? But as of right now, they don't. 127-117, they beat the Bulls. Which, by the way, it is possible to beat the Bulls. The Mavericks beat the Jazz.
Yeah.
And the Suns beat the Hawks. Yeah. So there's that. And now we look at the NBA standings, and hey nah, the Kings are back in the play-in, and they tumbled. They are now the 8th seed.
Yeah. It's a little misleading, but factually they're 8th, right?
Yeah.
They've played one less game. If the extra game they played, they win.
Yeah,
they all have the same record. Mm-hmm. They have the tiebreaker on Dallas. They're split with Phoenix. They play them one more time. But that's looking at it optimistically. They could play that extra game and lose, be a full game back. So yeah, they get some work to do.
You know this always better than I do. Is with the 2 games next week, is the Dallas tiebreaker up for grabs, or is that it is up for grabs?
But it's 2-0 Kings already.
Okay, so they just have to win one of the 2.
Yeah, but you'd like to win both,
of course,
for the obvious reason of the sweep, and then 2-0, gaining 2 full games.
And then Phoenix, are they 2-1 against Phoenix?
2-2. This is one of the teams they play 5 because of the in-season tournament.
So that tiebreaker is up for that's
Correct.
Like the 5th game of a 5-game series, right?
And that's game 81.
That could be a big thing.
Yeah.
And the Kings
could be, but I will say this, by the way. Phoenix, I think it's going to get better before it gets worse for them. I told you their schedule.
Yes.
They play the next 2 with San Antonio, and that's it.
That's it.
The remaining 10 are all by record. Their easiest game by record is the Kings.
You're kidding me.
Mm-mm.
I know we went over that yesterday, but I didn't hear that.
It's like Clippers twice, Minnesota twice, I think, Cavs, Denver. Like, it's brutal. Now, they would earn it. They could still do it, but
poor Charlotte. They're 17-52.
Mm-hmm.
The remaining 13 games they play, the winning percentage of their opponents, 589.
Yikes.
Their easiest opponents, they have Portland once and the Hawks twice. They play the Celtics twice, the Thunder, the Clippers, the Cavs 3 times, Orlando and Dallas. Wow. Phoenix has the 2nd toughest. 12 games left for them. And with 13 games left and a 562 opponent winning percentage, you're Sacramento Kings.
Yep.
So it ain't all, in fact, the only easy opponents the Kings have left.
I think there's 3.
There's 3. There's Portland. There's the Jazz. There's the Nets.
Yeah. But yesterday was an easy opponent too, Dave.
That's the thing. Maybe we need it switched around. Also, if you hadn't heard, Kevin Huerter, torn labrum. Look, this is 100% speculation. I do not know this for a fact. I don't know this for a myth. But with that amount of time left in the season and a torn labrum, I would bet a seriously large chunk of cash that we've seen the last of Kevin Huerter this year.
I would believe that.
They have not announced that he's out for the season. There's no reason to do that. Again, it's speculation. Pretty sure he's out for the season. So all of you that wanted Keon Ellis to start, here you go. Also, one quick note as we go to break. I wanted Keon Ellis to start too. We had this conversation, thought it was a good move. I saw way too many people yesterday celebrating Kevin Huerter being injured so that Keon Ellis could start. Just don't do that, please. Just be a good person.
Was undefeated? Oh, he
Yeah. They're 0-1 since they announced Kevin Huerter had a labrum tear. How about that? We'll take a break. Be careful what you wish for. When we come back, NCAA insanity. We got results for you. Plus, what was your biggest surprise? We got a ton of action tonight. Before we get to 3 for Madness, we have ELO tickets to give away. We've got the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. We've got 3 in the key. We've got Brendan Nunes at 9 o'clock. Bobby Brackett's, Bob Gerould at 8 o'clock. Full show for you. We'll be right back.
Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
At LL Floyd, we've been a trusted partner to pros for over 30 years. With over 400 nationwide warehouses full of in-stock, job-ready inventory, you'll get what you need. And our exclusive pro pricing means that pros never pay retail. Because at LL Floyd, all we do is floors. So we're going to do it right. Sign up for a free Pro account today to start getting Pro benefits.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Folsom Lake Kia.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Friday, and we're off to a cloudy, overcast start to the day. It'll be dry for the front half of your Friday with temperatures cool out the door. Into the afternoon, expect highs in the upper 60s with rain developing by tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Shop Folsom Lake Kia during their spring event and save big on your favorite models. You can even buy with zero down on approval of credit. Shop your trusted Kia dealership for over 25 years and tell them DC sent you. FolsomLakeKia.com.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fitting and Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. To move closer to family, live within a smaller budget, or just wanting a change of scenery. Whatever your reasons, having to figure out all the various housing market trends in your area may not be what you signed up for. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in. Realtors have the expertise to help you find the right price and navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. That's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Hi, I'm Jade, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the savoriness of the sausage, the fluffiness of the egg, and the butteriness of the biscuit. It's amazing. The perfect start to my day.
Hi, everyone. It's Justin. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the fluffy egg, the melted cheese, and the sizzling sausage. It's the start to your morning that you didn't know you need.
Order a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit and Simply Orange juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Ball forward, take your base. The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands. Goodbye, home run! Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning, even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with unlimited Ultimate and get iPad and Apple Watch SE with eligible service plan. Only on Verizon.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Chad, what's going on for Dodge Power Shot Days?
A special sale on the very last of the new 2023 Dodge Charger and Challengers with savings up to $12,000 off MSRP. That means you can save up to 33% on some classic American muscle, starting as low as $24,520. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of history with the very last of the V8 Scat Packs.
Wow, up to 33% off. Hey, that seems impossible.
We do things a little different here at Hoblet. We're here to help you find the vehicle you need at the best possible price. That's why we don't have a bunch of dealer markups, surprise add-ons, or fees. At Hoblet, you get the small town experience with the big city savings and selection.
There's no better time to take advantage of this savings at Hoblet. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$12,000 total net savings after $63.30 factory rebates and $55.80 dealer discounts. Rebates may include $500 first responder bonus cash. Must be current member of eligible First Responder Association and California resident. 20th this net savings. See dealer for details.
The Amish have a reputation for craftsmanship, determination, and quality. Hi, this is Frank LaRosa with a word about Naturewood Home Furnishings. You know, those virtues sound quite similar to the Keys family and the day-to-day values on display at Naturewood. The Amish furniture craftsmanship begins with the finest hardwood, shaping and molding the raw materials into one-of-a-kind art. In addition to the classic styles long sought and revered by discriminating furniture lovers, Naturewood Home Furnishings offers a vast selection that includes transitional, modern, farmhouse, arts and crafts, and other stunning styles, all available in the ultimate Amish standard of excellence built over centuries. All Naturewood Amish furniture is on sale right now for a limited time. Let the Naturewood team guide you through their selection of Amish furniture that will be with you forever. Naturewood Home Furnishings, off Highway 50 at Hazel. Look for the water wheel.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios. KHTKAM Sacramento. KYMX HD2 Sacramento. Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, 3 for Madness, brought to you by Firewings. Coming up next, a Kings-centric 3 for Madness. That's the meat, the bread, and the sandwich. Surrounding it is we'll go over NCAA results now, and then talk a little bit more at 7:30 about that. Bobby Brackett's at 8. Brendan Nunez at 9.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't say yesterday was a bloodbath type of thing. That's a charged word these days. I wouldn't no buzzer beaters yet. No 2 seeds, no 1 seeds, but yet, yeah, we still, we're
day
day
one.
We'll just go down the list, not in order necessarily of time, but in order largely of seeds. So North Carolina, no trouble with Wagner, and Wagner is now 17-16 on the year. So 90-62 there, nothing really there. 85-65. Arizona beat Long Beach State, and this was interesting for a couple of reasons.
I know
Jason.
one reason.
First off, Long Beach State had a little early lead.
Yeah,
there were definitely a handful of games yesterday where the higher seed ended up winning, but
there were hints of that potential upset there in that game for a while.
Now, if you don't know, the head coach of Long Beach State, which beat UC Davis, has been fired a while ago and knows that he's just kind of on, this is his last hurrah because he's gone, which is weird when you consider that your team in a smaller conference made the NCAA tournament, and you got fired because, noted basketball powerhouse Long Beach State definitely should expect more out of their team than just making the big dance out of that conference.
Right.
But that's what it is. That's weird. That's awkward. Bobby Smitherin, which absolutely sounds like a made-up name in a J.K. Rowling book. Bobby Smitherin is the athletic director. He's the guy that fired him. And I don't know that I've ever heard a quote in sports that is this full of garbage, don't break your arm, pat yourself type of quote. As a matter of fact, he refers to that. Quote, this is on the coach being fired. My belief and hope is that by doing what I did and the timing of it, they would play inspired, and that's what they did. This is a few hours before the tip-off versus Arizona. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Bobby Smither, I get it. You fired the guy so that they would play better.
Point spread, by the way, in that game, 20.5.
Long Beach State covered.
Yeah, they did.
They lost by 20. What a wiener. What a
Look, I found a place guess your life is going in the garbage.
Seriously, where did you get that quote? The toilet store? Iowa State, a lot of people's dark horse in this tournament.
Yeah.
82-65 over South Dakota State. Not a ton of trouble there at all. 40-33 at the half. Here's one that no trouble at all. Tennessee. There's another one that a lot of people have as their. And when I say dark horse, I mean not UConn, not
right. Houston, the top two favorites.
Right.
Yeah.
Tennessee 83-49. Guess that whole St. Peter's thing didn't work.
No.
Creighton did have some early issues with the Akron Zips.
Yep.
That was a fairly close game for a while, and then Creighton started hitting their threes. And then the other one, Morehead State, that didn't work either, although 39-38 Illinois at the half, and that thing was back and forth. Excuse me. I'll skip Oakland, Kentucky. We'll come back to that. Sanford, Kansas, 13-4.
Yes.
This was not very entertaining. Sanford roared back in this, and this game was over.
Yeah.
As Bill Raftery would say.
It happened. The in-arena feel is what's awesome. So we're obviously home watching this game, and you could just tell, besides the Kansas fans, everyone there was rooting for Sanford.
Absolutely.
And just in Utah, they were just like getting behind that, and you were rooting for the upset, which was really cool to feel.
And towards the end of the game, now to be clear here, a lot is going to be talked about this play. Towards the end of the game, Kansas player, breakaway steal, going up for the dunk. Sanford player behind him, kind of the LeBron James catch up, all ball. This 100%, it's not an opinion. It's not if you looked at, no, there's no way in the world if they had reviewed this that would have been a foul. It was all ball. There was no body contact. What happened, though, the fact that the defensive player had his hand on the ball, threw the balance off a little bit. Guy goes up, misses the dunk, and then falls to the floor. It was actually a scary fall. He was okay. Refs call a foul. Now, Sanford was trailing at the time. There's no guarantee that Sanford comes back and win, but they got a shot. They got a shot if that happens.
I will say this, though. Live, I thought it was a foul.
So did I.
That was a really hard foul.
Absolutely.
And then I think even it was Brendan Hayward was the analyst. Like, that might have been a block. I'm like, come on. And they go, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a great block.
Did you say, oh, wow?
Maybe.
Wow. Right. I would have said that. And the refs don't have the benefit of slowing it down. But let's say that again. The refs don't have the benefit of slowing it down. They don't have replay on that. You can replay a few seconds later. They replayed an out of bounds call.
Right.
You can't replay whether or not it's a block. That will, I have a feeling, be changed. That what will come out of this is not a Sanford win. Got a feeling next year we're going to be able to review those.
Okay.
You have
that will somehow screw the lower levels.
100%. So Kansas escapes by the skin of their hawk. No issues for Gonzaga versus McNeese. McNeese was a popular upset pick. BYU. Got to be careful here. BYU.
You busted?
You busted.
That I know there was at least, I think wasn't there one person in our fun brackets that had them as the national champion?
My little cousin.
Oh, by the way, shout out Simone.
You busted?
Boy, that is a tough first day for her. Yeah, she had a South Carolina as her champion.
She did.
Voof.
Yeah.
I think she can get like a possible 106 points left. Oof. Yeah, it's not great. BYU loses to Duquesne.
Yeah.
That was a fun game. And honestly, BYU was coming back in the second half, but too little, too late. The Cougars had dug themselves too big of a hole versus Duquesne. Oregon, that was in 11-6. I would say this is a popular upset pick that came through.
Yeah, 311s won yesterday.
311s, good band. 87-73 over South Carolina, and that's what toasted our good friend Simone. Yet another popular upset pick, 11-6. NC State, Texas Tech. I had Texas Tech, unfortunately. 86-7.
You busted?
Yeah, that. I'm going out in the next round.
You're not busted.
Not busted. The Dayton Flyers. A lot of people had Nevada in this one. Yeah, did you have Nevada?
Game, what a choke job.
Well, that was probably the biggest choke job of the day because Dayton outscored Nevada 38-26 in the second half after Nevada was up 34-25 at the half.
I want to say, though, like they finished like an 18-2 run.
Yeah, it was insane. It was like
over.
Nevada got distracted by a bumblebee or something. Texas over Colorado State 56-44. Wazoo, I think most people had Drake, to be honest with you. Washington State, they advanced. They beat Drake 66-61. He's got a new album coming out, though, so that's fine. And then, first game of the tournament, Michigan State.
Yeah.
Over Mississippi State. This is the first time that two schools in the NCAA tournament whose names start with the same first two letters and end with the same 5 letters faced off.
True?
I think so.
Okay, we'll go.
Gotta be.
Yeah, we'll go.
Gotta be.
Sure.
Let's get back to Kentucky. Ugh. By the way, I'll say this. Breaking news. What I say, I said I'd bet a lot of money on something else. Oh, Kevin Hurt is going to be out for the year. I would bet more money that John Calipari's coached his last game for Kentucky.
Oh, no. You see what the buyout is?
Yeah. But you know what, though?
No way.
That's what I said. But, boy, do they have boosters.
They do, but
the idea is that the strong rumor is that the boosters are going to get together and
get whom?
And get it. That I don't know. But the thing with Coach Cal, who's a good coach, but, you got a shelf life in some cases, unless you're Mike Krzyzewski. John Calipari is I would say, I'm pretty sure, I don't have the list in front of me, but I think it's not even really close. He's the best at recruiting and developing NBA players.
Yes.
I don't think it's close, the amount of players, especially high-level players in the league right now from Kentucky.
Yeah.
The problem is they're all one and done, and they don't mature by the time the tournament rolls around and you're playing against a bunch of 4-year seniors.
Yeah, it's changed a little bit. Now, he was one of the first to do that and fully embrace that, and some people ripped him for that. But early on, when he really did that at Kentucky, they had all the NBA guys. They had that one perfect team that lost late. They had another national champion team, one of his Anthony Davis team. But he either has to get even better at that recruiting and getting like 5 just elite guys that find a way, or change his plan of action. And I don't know how Connecticut's done it. Like, they're getting blue chipper, but they don't leave after the first year.
No,
that's what Villanova was really good at. They get some guys that would end up being really good NBA players, maybe not superstars, but they play at Villanova for 3 years and be NBA guys. You're like, that's ideal what you want.
Just a quick sample size as we go to break, Jason. Just a handful of Kentucky players playing right now in the NBA. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Devin Booker, De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Maxey, Anthony Davis, Julius Randle, Karl Anthony Towns, Jamal Murray, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Emmanuel Quickley, Malik Monk, Shaedon Sharpe, Trey Lyles, as a matter of fact, and there's another 10 to 15 players on that list. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if you took every college and you had their NBA counterparts form teams, I think Kentucky would beat everybody by 15 to 20 points. It just doesn't translate for Coach Cal to the tournament. So, anyways, I hear you on the buyout. That's the hot rumor, though, is that the alums are getting together and they're going to buy out Coach Cal, and also that Coach Cal may also be okay with leaving. Like, it's time.
Okay.
We'll take a break. Lexington's a small town when you're out in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It's a very, very small town. We'll take a break. When we come back, just a 1-minute break here. 3 for Madness. Why didn't Keon Ellis play much in the second half? And more questions. We'll get to that next.
Trying to find out where to catch your favorite team's games?
Are you a fan of the Kings, Niners, and the NFL? Well, Sactown Sports has you covered.
Touchdown! San Francisco!
It's all on his shoulders. Fox rocks. He fires for the win. He's got the triple.
Catch all your Kings, Niners, and NFL games all year long on Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
If your Medi-Cal is ending, Cover California is here to help. Cover California is a service from the state that helps you get affordable health insurance. In many cases, at no cost to you, just like with Medi-Cal. We have quality health plans and will help you every step of the way to get the one that works for you and your family. So if you're no longer eligible for Medi-Cal, check out Cover California. We'll keep you covered. Learn more at coveredca.com.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
Jason, you looked it up during the break. $33 million is what UK'd have to come up with for John Calipari.
33 plus, yeah.
Chump change.
I say 33 to buy him out.
Yeah.
New coach would know that this is elite power program, what you've paid Cal. I mean, we're talking now probably closer to 40-something and then some, because whatever you're paying the new coach. And is that coach better? And how are they going to approach the program?
I mean, you know who they could get, who I think would do really well there? Rick Pitino.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure you can, is he available or is he still at Iona?
No, he's at St. John's.
Oh, is he at St. John's?
Yeah,
Sorry.
they should have made the tournament this year.
I'm a year back. Probably prime away from St. Actually, Rick Pitino, St. John's, that, you know.
Yeah.
He's very New York-y, amongst other things. Hey, St. John's used to be a powerhouse.
It did.
Chris Mullen and friends.
Yeah.
Gone are the days of St. John's and Georgetown. Anyway, UK in trouble. 3 for Madness. Brought to you by Fire Wings. Christopher Law, question 1.
So why didn't Keon Ellis play much of the second half?
Yeah, I don't know. The easiest answer I can give is that Mike Brown didn't like the matchups. It's not like Keon Ellis didn't play much, but he played 21 minutes. And just to give you an idea, Sabonis 39, Murray 30, Fox 37. Barnes had a short leash too, relatively 28 minutes. But I guess the only thing I can think of is Washington was up 35-27 after 1. As you and I talked about, the Kings roared back and they were down 2 at the half. Yeah. And you felt lucky. And I think Mike Brown was just looking for the matchups and didn't feel like Keon Ellis was getting it done. I don't know though. I mean, it's really his first day as the bona fide starter with Herter out, and it's a short leash. Like, Mike Brown is the reigning coach of the year. I have all the respect in the world for him. I do believe he knows what he's doing. I don't believe he's a bad coach like some people say. I think he's a good coach. He's a very good coach. That doesn't make him infallible. I think this has just been a really weird year for him, and I just hope it's been a weird year by design. I hope there's a grander plan that he just doesn't want to talk about. I hope that someday I can have an off-record conversation with him, and he's like, what, you think I just don't pay attention to the rotations? I'm trying to teach these guys this, and this in year 2. This is all about going further in the playoffs, which is why I do this and I do that. It's why I do this with that guy. It's why I leave this guy in. Like, I remember the days where, remember last year was like, if the Kings were outscored 4-0 to start the game, timeout.
Yeah.
Like, where'd those go? He does it occasionally, but not as much. I didn't like the rotations yesterday, but I think Mike Brown would say, yeah, nobody liked the rotations because they weren't effective.
My best answer, I don't have a great answer as to why, because Keon seemingly has been a difference maker here.
Yeah.
They were down double digits twice, and generally their guy that can save them sometimes is Malik.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he played Malik Monk a little bit more.
Yeah, when you're down that much, you need offense more than defense, because you can't win the game if you don't score more points than the other opponent. Right. This is a fact. Also, shouts to Rashawn Holmes.
Yeah.
6 points, 16 rebounds, 29 minutes. And it was a little bit difficult yesterday. I'm not going to lie. A little bit difficult yesterday. Seeing Mr. and Dr. Holmes and Ladisha Holmes, Rashawn's parents, doing the we won for the other team. But you know what? Wasn't their choice.
Yeah, they were right.
Question number 2.
Question 2.
Did Fox have a good game or a bad game last night?
Yes. So in 37 minutes, here's the top line. In 37 minutes, De'Aaron Fox had 25 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 6 steals, and a block. And only 3 turnovers. I think if you did that, if you averaged 25, 5, 5, and 6, with a block and 3 turnovers for a year, you're arguably the MVP of the league. Also, Fox was 10 of 30.
Yeah.
He missed his first 9
I think
shots.
it was 8 or 9, yeah.
He was 5 of 15 from beyond the arc. Now, I don't want to read too much into this, but I feel like one of two things, I need to go back and watch this game again because one of two things is going on here. Number one, Washington correctly was like, look, we can't let this guy near the basket. So play off of him, give him the outside shot. And if he beats us from 3, he beats us from 3. But we know he'll beat us from in the paint. Or De'Aaron was like, yeah, I don't really whether remember, was it last game's? I know he got a shoulder bumped into or something. There was something he was grimacing about. So whether it's by injury, whether he's tired, whatever, I always do worry when De'Aaron takes a ton of outside shots, and 15 threes is way out of his norm, that he's either hurting a little bit or tired a little bit. I don't know the answer to that, and I got to go back and watch.
He also took 15 twos and got 0 free throw attempts.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah. And I'm not saying there was a bunch of missed calls, but that's a bit abnormal to say De'Aaron Fox played that many minutes into getting a free throw attempt. Well, he shot 15 threes. True. But he took 15 twos, and those all weren't middies. Sometimes he's going to the basket. I feel like statistically he had closer to a good game because of, 6 steals, is tied his career high. He hit big shots. He was having a huge fourth quarter, but his efficiency just wasn't there.
Earl says that De'Aaron Fox shooting 15 threes is a huge mistake, even if he makes 12. I'm gonna go.
I would disagree with that.
I would really strongly Earl. You had it in the beginning. I agree. I really don't want to see De'Aaron Fox taking 15 threes unless he makes 12. Hell, 10. If he's 10 of 15 from beyond the arc, that's 30 points by itself, and it's an efficient 30 points. My guess is this: Kings have a really good chance of, in games where De'Aaron Fox has scored 30 points from beyond the arc, I'll bet they're undefeated if that's ever happened.
It has not.
Cut number 3, please.
Question 3.
Question number 3, excuse me.
Find a bright side from this loss. Any bright side.
Yeah. The only one I can think of, Jason, other than I don't know that you could have another Willoughby. So that might be the last Willoughby of the season.
No, they can't. Be careful what you.
But who would be?
It's going to be circumstance.
Yeah, I feel like they're up 37
in the playoffs in the 7th game. Okay, all right, you're right.
Or something we're not even looking at. Like maybe it's game 81 and it's Phoenix at home and Booker, Durant, and Beal are all out, and maybe 2 in Nurkic, and you lose at home. There's still possibilities.
Okay, I take it all back. They 100% could have a Willoughby. Their free throw shooting continues to be stellar.
Yeah.
They were 17 to 19 last night, 89.5%. That means Jason Ross in their last 3 games. Sacramento is 5th in the league. And I think over their last 10, they're easily top 10. So as of right now, at least, which kind of goes back to the whole thing during the year where it's like, it's not that this team's a bad free throw shooting team. They're just shooting free throws bad, which makes it more frustrating.
Yeah.
This is, I think, closer to who this team actually is from the line.
Yeah.
About freaking time. But that's about, I don't know, that's the one I can come up with.
The only one I have is it's not really from the game directly. It's on this list of really bad losses. This is another one, right? To this team's credit, I would say, as bad as these losses have been, for the most part, they come back and win.
Yeah.
I hate that they have to do that part of it, but I'm not certain they're going to win tomorrow against Orlando. I think that's a really tough game. Yeah. But if they follow the trend that they have done, when like, how do you lose to Portland? They come back and win. How do you lose to Charlotte? They win the next game. Detroit, that's inexcusable. They win the next game. They've bounced back a lot of times this year. So I'm going to try to put that as a bright side, though I am not certain that's going to happen.
In case people are wondering, this ain't your daddy's Orlando Magic. Well, maybe your daddy's more actually was Shaq and Nick Anderson. So, okay, this ain't your Orlando Magic from when you were a little kid. Yeah. Orlando is 42-28. They are the 4 seed. They are 25-9 at home. Just to put that in perspective, the Kings are 20-13. They are 25-9. It's one of the best home records in the league. So, yeah. Kings by 8. in a wire-to-wire victory. That's how it should work out. We'll take a break. When we come back to the NCAA, more on the results and also what's coming up today. We'll preview it a little bit before we get to Life Without Kevin Herter. We'll take a break. We're right back after this.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Bonnie.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Friday and we're off to a cloudy, overcast start to the day. It'll be dry for the front half of your Friday with temperatures cool out the door. Into the afternoon, expect highs in the upper 60s with rain developing by tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
Once upon a time, you could get a heater tune-up or an air conditioner tune-up for just $59, or both for $89. Not too hot, not too cold, just right.
I thought you were going to read me a bedtime story.
Go to sleep now. Bonnie.com. License 696-355.
It's time to trade in and trade up at Northern California's #1 Honda dealer, Stockton Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings. Plus, get top dollar for your trade. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com. It's all a click away.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Based on 2022 total new and Honda certified pre-owned vehicle car sales from American Honda Motor Company's own report.
At Ashton & Price, we get injury victims to yes. Experience, yes. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years. No more insurance companies? Yes. Our clients focus on getting better and we handle all the rest. Results? Yes. We've collected over $100 million for injury victims. No fee until we win? Yes. Our clients pay nothing until we win. Ashton & Price, the best at getting to yes. Remember, for the best advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Norman, we need to pause this surgery. What, doctor? Because Xfinity Mobile just got even better. Now you're automatically connected to Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig while you're on the go. Plus, existing Xfinity customers can buy one unlimited line and get one free for a year.
Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Offer ends 6/21. Restrictions apply. Existing Xfinity Internet service and 2 new unlimited lines required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabytes of usage per line. Data thresholds may vary. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
Jeff Lynn's ELO.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why.
Live in concert in Sacramento. The Over and Out Tour. Jeff Lynn's ELO. The final tour. All the hits. Live at Golden One Center, October 23rd. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and vocal.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
If humanity exists, Malik Monk will stay. unfortunately, and he spelled it where the fortune part of unfortunately is in all caps.
Get it?
Morals are purchased on the norm. Sad, spelled with a $sign.
Gas trap.
From MC.
Well, I know when we were back at the trade deadline, that was one of the things I brought up because I said, look, I feel like Malik is not being talked about enough. Because if you think he will go, I don't want to trade him. But that was the time to invest in that.
That's the time where you got to get something.
Yeah.
And by the way, we talked yesterday about the Anthony Slater article, and Malik said, yeah, I love the city. City loves me. Depends on how we do in the postseason, yada, yada. Malik Monk walked off the floor last night incredibly frustrated. Mike Brown took him out. Malik went into the locker room with about 15 seconds left, and the Kings down 5. And I don't know, somebody was trying to high-five him or something. He just kind of yanked his arm away.
Yeah, he was done.
He did not look like a happy Malik. Brandon Ingram has suffered a bone contusion in his left knee. It's a fortunate diagnosis for New Orleans, according to Shams Charania. Star forward avoiding serious injury, but he's expected to miss at least 2 weeks.
Okay, because I think 3 weeks would be the Kings and Pelicans here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. For sure he'll be back. By the way, speaking of Shams Charania, quick question for you, and then we'll get to the NCAA. So in about 3-4 weeks, one of my best friends getting married. I tried to stop him, but he's going for it. And amongst the guests, apparently at my table, as a matter of fact, I was told, I think, will be Shams. They're very good friends too. Is it a breach of etiquette? Since I don't like weddings anyways, but I'm going to this one. It's my guy. Is it a breach of etiquette to strike up a work conversation and say, hey, you should get on the show? Which we flirted with this before. He hasn't come on.
Right. I remember seeing him after game 1 of the playoffs last year, game 2, whatever. He was at one of the games. He hadn't been to Golden One Center, and very friendly, talked to him. And I said, oh, I'd love to have you on the show. He's like, sure, reach out anytime. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to miss the opportunity. So I did, like, the next day, at least, hey, and just
nothing.
But I would say, no, it's not out of pocket.
I feel like that's okay.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, he does the okie dokie again. Yeah, no, right. Dude, absolutely.
I'm sure he'll be friendly and cordial.
And then nothing.
Could be, or maybe you guys become BFFs.
Yeah, that'd be a fun guess.
Right.
He knows a couple of things. I mean,
just bring up Sam. Everybody likes Sam.
Sam's a good guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam's an old friend. You can trust.
Sam says great things about you. We'd love to have you on the show like we have Sam.
Really, exactly. Sam does it. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
All the cool kids at The Athletic come on our show.
Mm-hmm.
Might grow his career.
Yeah.
Somebody else threw in that Sabonis getting a double-double is also a bright spot.
Okay. Yeah. I of all things, I'd rather him keep the streak going. Sure.
Yeah. NCAA tournament, Jason. Day 2 today. We're not done with day 1. We talked a little bit about Coach Cal. You said it's a $30-something million buyout at least, and as you added correctly, plus the new coach.
Yeah. Well, the other part about it too, I think is going to be interesting is, and other people like I respect a lot, Jay Wright, the former coach of Villanova, was just talking about how between portal, just between all of this stuff, how college basketball has changed and is continuing to change. We've seen this happen for a few years now, Dave, where like the mid-majors that have guys that have played 3, 4, some 5 years together, 80 games together, are really experienced, and they could beat these guys in one game. And so I know we're going from upsets to, I don't think we're far removed from like Creighton. I don't know, maybe winning the whole thing, or years ago Butler almost did it. Like just schools that you don't expect, and maybe it's even a smaller school than that, like that can get hot for 6 games because they've got a group that's played so many games together. I think that's possible.
I think you're 100% correct. I really do. I think the way things are changing, NIL, all that stuff. And you know what? This is a very important tournament beyond, from 50,000 feet, because last year we talked about it. You had UConn. Then I think you had 2. Then UConn was a 4?
Yeah. And San Diego State, Miami.
2 5 seeds and a 9.
Yeah. And Florida Atlantic. But like Florida Atlantic would qualify. Like They were there.
They were there. They were
St. Pete made the wrong run.
Yeah, exactly. And how close did or is that who you were talking about? What's the school with the super old nun?
Loyola of Chicago.
Yeah, did they make the Final Four or the Elite Eight? Elite Eight,
maybe Final Four. Yeah, close to it.
That's happened.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened. But with this day and age of one and dones, you feel like from an NCAA tournament perspective, which is what these colleges matter. The only thing that producing NBA players, like for Calipari, for example, part of the reason why they get year on year the best NBA or many of the best NBA players coming through there is that this dude goes into living rooms,
right,
and says, "Hey, look, here's a small list of the guys that we've produced." Now, I don't know if he does this still, but I do know when we went back 6-7 years ago, and we got a tour of the whole place. I don't know if it's a sign that's there, or I think it is. I think there's a framed thing, and it has like the total income that year for UK grads in the NBA.
Right.
And then you walk into the practice facility, and as somebody who was not a recruit, just some dork like me, it's incredibly moving. You walk into the practice facility, and, Panini, the card maker, there are these giant, larger than life framed cards all along the perimeter of the practice facility. Covers the whole perimeter of this huge facility with like 10 courts on it. And they're all the oh, there's Anthony Davis. Oh, there's De'Aaron Fox. Oh, there's DeMarcus Cousins. Oh, there's John Wall. And so as a recruit, you roll in, oh my God, that's Coach Cal.
Yeah, and that could be me.
And that could be me. And Coach Cal points at all these players that have come through his system, come through his college, and he goes, "Jason, I think that could be you. How would you like to be generationally wealthy?" And then, Jason, perhaps you grew up poor. Hell, you grew up middle class. Who cares? Then you get introduced to Cy Youngston and Willard Frimley, some of the big boosters. Hey, Jason, check it out. And also, here's the for the players, you're going to have your little on-campus mansion here. Here's the bedrooms. You're going to have a full stock fridge, snack area. You're going to have an assistant, somebody we're going to attach to you, a student that's going to be your guy that runs and gets you. You're basically your personal assistant. And by the way, now that there's NIL, here's all these jobs we can get you, and you're going to be making cash right away. Right. Well, how do you compete with that when you go to Dayton?
Yeah.
Except, and I saw this when I was over in New York at Columbia. Well, guess what? Columbia's got a lot of really, really, really rich alumni. And if you've got a school, whether it's Columbia, which is Ivy League, or whomever, and now that you have this NIL situation, and you can go in and you can say, hey, check it out. We need a guy to sweep the floors at my car dealership.
Yeah.
And we're going to pay you $17 million. I'm exaggerating. That changes things all of a sudden.
Yeah, and it's not only, is that you mentioned one and done. It's also now the transfer portal. So like guys in this tournament last night watching Kansas, some of the concern about them was what's the big fella's name? Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah.
He was a really good player at Michigan. Now he's at Kansas.
Yeah.
Caleb Love, who won a title with North Carolina, is at Arizona.
Yeah.
Like he was successful.
Yes.
And yet they still leave.
Right.
Like that's crazy to me. And I don't know. I appreciate that there is a portal, but maybe there needs to be some restrictions on that if for the better. I don't know exactly how you handle it, but.
Well, that's the thing. And that's the impossible argument. I know that if we brought Christopher Lott, well, I assume, and I think I'm right. I know if we brought Christopher Lott into the conversation, Chris would probably side on, and this is my guess, Chris would probably side on the idea of like, no restrictions. These guys should get paid everything they can get paid, and they should be able to go wherever they want to go. And as a matter of fact, if you really want to do a deep dive, the NBA draft in itself should go. You don't have that in any other job. You should be able to go where you think you work the best, where you get the most money. Why are we screwing these kids so that we can benefit these billion-dollar schools with their suit and tie scammy corporate overlords. Why are we siding with them over kid that could destroy his knee in 2 games and his life is over because he's not going to get taken care of? And by the way, and again, I'm assuming, Chris, and I'll let you in here.
Very extremely close.
Okay, and by the way, I don't disagree with a single point. I don't disagree with one. In fact, I don't know how you can. Every point there is very, very valid. Also, it's not what's best for the game, for the entertainment of the game. It's not what's best for growing the game. It's not what's best for viewership, for at least that's the thought.
And I think the debate could be made, it's got to be a case by case. Is it really best for the player? In some cases, it probably was.
Sure.
But is everyone the best? Is that like, I probably should have stayed at that school? Or, this is my 5th school. I can't make it what are we doing? Like, are you leaving because of why?
They're going to make mistakes.
Right.
In retrospect.
But a lot of times, is it you weren't playing? Or are you good enough? Or are you good enough? And you really did have a bad situation. Well, good for you. You found a different one that worked. But sometimes it's, I thought it'd be different here.
And by the way, at that level, as you and I've talked about before, odds are that player, they were the best player in elementary school, junior high, high school, AAU. They've been the best player their whole lives. They're surrounded by people that think they're going to go make the NBA. Their parents are probably putting an incredible amount of pressure on them. They're already spending money. So to get that realization that, you're not the best guy anymore, that's tough on the ego and that's tough on the psyche sometimes for these kids that aren't prepared for it. We'll take a break. More on the NCAA later. Kevin Huerter, we'll talk about him. Life without Kevin Huerter may not be as fun and easy as some folks thought. But honestly, when you look at a game last night, and I don't blame necessarily the absence of Kevin Huerter. I understand, and Katie even talked about the fact that they're on the second night of a back-to-back, that they were playing 2 games in under 24 hours in 2 different countries. And to her credit, doesn't excuse the loss, but there was a lack of energy from the Kings last night. That was, I think, incredibly apparent. If I'm them, if I'm Coach Mike Brown, if I'm Monty, I'm going to increase that level of energy by switching to electric this spring, and I'm going to save big with American Energy. You got to stay ahead of the spiking energy bills, just like you have to stay ahead of the spiking energy in the game. Get the lead, lose the lead. Get the lead, fall down 18. Tie it, fall back. Well, maybe if you take advantage of the up to $9,000 in rebates on a new ultra-high efficiency comfort system, you're not going to have that problem. I don't know why I did that. American Energy is providing huge rebates from SMUD, as well as spring specials, by installing one of many incredibly efficient AC options available to you right now. Get rid of those fluctuating gas bills in the winter and switch to year-round all-electric with American Energy. Let American Energy perform a free in-home energy efficiency analysis and see where they can help you save for the warmer months ahead. These guys are the best, period. Learn more by calling 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990, AmericanEnergyAir.com. American Energy, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Life without red velvet. We'll talk about it next.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Hey, what's up, Sacramento? It's Kyle Draper. Turn up the cleanliness at your restaurant, healthcare, or industrial business with Alsco Uniforms, the official sponsor of the Sacramento Kings Mop Crew. We've got you covered with crisp uniforms, hygienically clean linens, floor mats, and, of course, mops delivered weekly. But that's not all. Alsco Uniforms also offers weekly services for first aid and restroom supplies. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms. Just go to alsco.com to learn more. Again, that's ALSCO.com.
With RT Painting, our name says it all. We are a reliable and trusted commercial and residential painting company serving the Sacramento area since 1998. Employee-owned, our attention to detail is second to none. Put our decades of experience serving our community to use for you. Get a free quote today. Call us at 916-900-8112. That's 916-900-8112. or go online to rtpainting.com. That's rtpainting.com. RT Painting, your trusted and reliable painting contractor of choice.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at folsomlakeford.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Hey guys, do you know your T level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Revive's customized ED treatments can provide immediate results, restore blood flow naturally, and even bring spontaneity back into your love life. With both in-person and telemedicine appointments available, plus free shipping directly to you, Revive takes the hassle out of treating low T and ED. Having an optimal testosterone level can change your whole life, and it starts with knowing your T level. Take that first step and book your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation, and kickstart your treatment with a free supply of ED medication this month only. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566, or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
All guests come to you from the Folsom Lake Honda hotline. Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
If you have the Jiffy Lube drive of the game, 1-800-920-1140. Yeah, they lost, and it sucked. But there was a drive of the game. So there you go. Call in right now, 1-800-920-1140. Hey, you can still get rewarded, win or lose. $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube.
Just have to listen.
Just got to listen. Just got to know what it was. As we wait for that real quick, big news at my house. As it's a MASH unit. Now, everyone's COVID-free, but the sun is now down. The sun has set. Mason, as of yesterday, started getting it. My daughter has been out for a few days now. We'll see how long it takes for mom to go down. But there was breaking news at our house yesterday, as there was a random knock at the door. And of course, I know this because now I have 700 dogs, and they all barked. We go to the door, and there's this little pot with flowers in it.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Who's sending these to my wife? They weren't for my wife. Yeah.
Mason?
I wish.
Gracie?
Yes. Gracie the puppy.
Gus? Nacho.
Nope, they were for my daughter. It's actually kind of cute. One of her schoolmates drove over. Still don't know how he got the address, but that's a different topic. And dropped off a thing of flowers. And as I was looking at the card to see who they were, the inscription was, "Will you go to prom with me?"
Oh,
yeah. So I threw them in the garbage, and she doesn't know.
She's not going.
She's not going. No, that's.
Was she excited about it?
She was very flattered.
Was she excited about it? The ask of prom.
She was, I wouldn't say excited was the word, because he's a cool guy, but as
she breaking his heart already?
She really tried not to. It was more of, hey, I'm already kind of going with my friends. And I mean, honestly,
Code for I don't like you.
She actually sent the, now there's some things I won't do. I will not, she did send me what she was going to send to proofread before she sent this. But I got to tell you, as a dad, the line that, by the way, I did not write any of this for her. I'm not really planning on dating people in high school because I'm focused on college anyway, if that helps put it into perspective. Just,
she doesn't like him.
I mean, no, she really does. She was her thing was she was stressed out because she wanted to say, like, thank you so much. That's amazing. Like, you're the best. I'm not going with anyone. Like, it's not doing it. But that's the first time. That's the first one. And my immediate thought was trail this poor kid and murder him. And then I'm like, no, you can't do that. Yeah. That's illegal and immoral, probably.
So was there a time where you're just like, who the hell is this kid? And why is he trying to get in here? But then at the end, like, I kind of feel bad for this guy.
Oh, well, yes. I felt a tiny bit bad for him. But then I'm like, no, you know what? Lay off, pal.
Come on. It took up some courage.
It did. It was cute. It took courage. Super nice kid. He, I can't blame
So was it a no, kind of?
Yeah. But it was like a no, not because, I'm not going with Chris. I'm going with
me.
Yeah. Yes. It's not you. It's me. I'm going with my buddies. I'm not really trying to get wrapped up in any of this stuff. I'm focused on other stuff. I got other priorities, and that's a no. That'd be a no for anyone.
And then that young man became the future CEO.
I know, exactly. That's his villain origin story. That's how it all started out. I mean, I was simultaneously angry, proud, and scared.
Such an impressionable time.
Good morning, Ryan. We're looking for the Jiffy Lube drive of the game. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, Ryan. Thank you for asking. How are you doing?
Not too bad. Just on the way to work.
Yeah. What do you do, if I might ask?
I work for the Department of Human Assistance. I help apply people for food stamps and stuff like that.
Oh, look at you. That's an actual job that I hope you go.
That's a
respectable job.
Making the world a better place.
Making a difference. Ryan, let's see if you can make a difference for your vehicle. What was yesterday's Jiffy Lube drive of the game?
It was the Fox assisted Sabonis for the finish.
Okay, let me see if that's the case. I hope so. Sounds like a nice guy.
Ellis pivots away from the defender, finds Sabonis. Back to De'Aaron Fox. Spins away from the defender. Great screen set by Sabonis. Return pass to Domas. Gives him the paint. 3 defenders there, and he scores against the 3 defenders. Terrific sequence from the Sacramento Kings. That makes it a 2-point game at 54-52, and that's going to be your Jiffy Lube drive of the game.
Hey.
You're listening to the
I'm sorry, G-Man. I apologize.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross tomorrow morning at 7:45. Your chance to win a $100 Jiffy Lube certificate, courtesy of all the Jiffy Lube locations in the greater Sacramento area.
Does anybody do a read better than Gary Joe?
No.
Congratulations, Ryan. You got yourself a $100 gift certificate to Jiffy Lube, my friend. By the way, are your people hiring? I know someone that needs a job.
Oh, yeah, we're always hiring.
Is that a state job?
It's a county job.
Hey, even better. Hold the line. Oh, by the way, what radio station makes all your Jiffy Lube car, outfit your car for the spring for people that do wonderful things with their lives? What station makes all those dreams come true?
Sactown Sports 1140.
Honestly, they're fantastic.
That's
a couple in a row there. We should just string that all together in a bunch of promos.
Crushing it.
We got a break. Life without Kevin Herter. I got a little distracted there, shockingly. And I want you all to think about this. It's one game. Keon Ellis still has a wonderful record as a starter. But I found myself thinking, like, what if this doesn't work and it was a fad? Like, well, then who steps up? Who behind Keon steps up? We'll get to that later because Bobby Brackett's is next. You just heard the G-Man. Here's somebody that knows G-Man really well.
Very well.
Coming up in the next segment, Bob Gerould will join us. We will talk brackets and more right after this.
The only place you'll find Harrison Barnes is Sactown Sports.
He's got the bucket at the buzzer, Harrison Barnes.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Harrison Barnes, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd survive. But I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year. For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there.
Covenant House helped me break the cycle of homelessness in my family. They gave me the love that I needed.
Over 2,000 young people will sleep safely in a Covenant House bed tonight. When youth who are experiencing homelessness have a hot meal, a safe place to sleep, medical care, and love, they can overcome heartbreaking challenges and have a brighter future.
They just really genuinely just wanted to help me succeed, and I'm succeeding. I'm a speaker, I'm an author. Covenant House really helped me and really helped mold me into the woman I am today.
If you or someone you love is asking for help, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
The 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Come drive it. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Jiffy Lube has a special promotion going on right now. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change at Jiffy Lube and receive a $25 e-gift card from popular brands for food, gas, and more. It's that easy. Simply purchase a Pennzoil Platinum full synthetic oil change and receive a $25 e-gift card. So basically, going to Jiffy Lube can get you a free lunch or a pizza for dinner. That's what we call added value for the consumer. That's why Jiffy Lube is #1 in the greater Sacramento area for oil changes. Visit jiffylube.com for more details and valuable coupons today.
Some days, my active psoriatic arthritis makes it hard to get in the game. Now, the ball is in my court, thanks to treating my skin and joints with Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults.
Nothing is everything.
Skyrizi helps with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. For those who also have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible with just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine.
With Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi and visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
The NBA app is everyone's app. Every fan of every team.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone who follows LeBron, Tatum, and Embiid in the app. Every warrior who's ready to go to battle over 3-point percentages. Every streetwear king who's here for the tunnel fits. Every young buck, nugget, and grizzly who wants to take a peek behind the scenes of the league. And everyone else on this floating basketball we call Earth. Download the NBA app today. Available in the Google Play, Apple app, and Android stores.
Norman, we need to pause this surgery.
What, doctor?
Because Xfinity Mobile just got even better. Now you're automatically connected to Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig while you're on the go. Plus, existing Xfinity customers can buy 1 unlimited line and get 1 free for a year.
Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Offer ends 6/21. Restrictions apply. Existing Xfinity internet service and 2 new unlimited lines required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabytes of usage per line. Data thresholds may vary. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary, not guaranteed.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios, KHTK-AM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento, the only station in Sacramento giving you local sports coverage from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Brendan Nunez in an hour. We still have ELO tickets. Jeff Lindsay LO. Oh, it sounded like I said Lindsay LO, which is my sister's name. Also, I was just showing you guys the first 10 seconds of the new Beetlejuice trailer that came out yesterday. It's going to hit this September, just in time for the fall. Can I please hibernate until then?
Wow.
After the playoffs.
Okay.
Or play-in.
Yeah.
You know what? Yesterday, right before the tournament started, I was like, you know what? I don't think I know enough. I need to increase my knowledge. So you know what I did? I went to hoopobsession.com. Poked around.
Yeah.
You know what happened? I got smarter.
You got educated.
And I was at the water cooler,
Yeah.
which I guess is where people hang out.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, the amount of factoids I had at that point, just laying them out there. And the guy in charge of the whole thing is our dear friend who joins us right now, Bobby Brackets. We call him Bob Gerould. Good morning.
How are you guys?
Great.
Intact for the most part.
Yeah. Are you intact?
Yeah.
Well, you know, guys, how some people say they feel like $1 million.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I owe about $29.99. That's
hey, look,
that's where I'm at.
Can I throw you? This is sort of a curveball, but it's really not a curveball. Before we get into, because we got plenty of time here with you, before we get into the whole the bracketology and everything that happened and all that, I just got to ask you, because there's a team in Sacramento. I'm pretty sure you're familiar. The Sacramento Kings playing the NBA. You're aware of them. You've watched a few games probably in your lifetime. As somebody that has as much foundational knowledge of this team as anybody on earth, do you know why they are so weird?
Man, that I wish I did. I actually have a couple theories, though. Shocker.
Yeah.
One thing. Here's an old radio terminology. Remember day parting?
Yes.
With music. So the idea for those of you out there in radio land and
love where this is going,
watching, was that certain songs fit better during, like, say the daytime, and they wouldn't play them at night, or maybe you play, if you remember WKRP in Cincinnati, you got Venus Flytrap comes on later and he lays down the funk and stuff that they wouldn't play earlier in the day. And I kind of feel like that's what we do with Malik Monk. I feel like we day part Malik Monk, and if he's a hit and good enough to play late in games and in overtime and be the third best player on the team, which he is, then why don't we just start the darn games with the freaking guy? You know what I mean?
Hallelujah.
And people will say it doesn't matter who starts. It's, it's how much you play and whether you finish. But I'm just looking here. Monk averages 26.4 points per game. And what happened in the radio, just to tie it up, is that someone in research got smart at some point and said, you know what? If it's a hit at 10 p.m., maybe it's a hit at 10 a.m. too. And so they're like, screw it. We'll play Tupac at 10 in the morning and see what happens. And they found out that, yes, a hit at 10 p.m. is a hit at 10 a.m., is a hit at 3 p.m. Let's play it as many times as we possibly can. And that's kind of where I'm at with this team. It's like, and here we are again. Herder goes down, and here's another opportunity. I think I don't know what it would take, an act of Congress for Malik Monk to start. I don't get it personally.
Yeah, it's funny, Bobby. We've brought that up many times, and we said, I mean, they literally have tried everyone but Malik.
Yeah, right. You, me, Bob,
right?
Pretty much. And then
Right.
There's Malik going.
Yeah.
And by the way, he's doing interviews where he, as a free agent, is literally saying, "Yeah,
I kind of want to start.
I kind of want to start.
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe start him."
That's what I think. 100%. So, and maybe he should be up there in the 32 to 33 minutes per game. So I think part of it is that it's just maximizing the roster a little bit better. That's what I'd like to see. I still think Sasha, obviously he's had some problems, and he clearly doesn't seem to be a guy that Mike Brown trusts a whole ton yet, which maybe is understandable because, he's new to the deal. But the numbers that he's put up per minute are better than Harrison Barnes offensively and defensively. And so he's another guy that I think should be in the rotation on a regular basis. That's just me.
Yeah.
No,
and just one other thought,
just
before we get to but even with all that, just the wildly up and down, like the quality wins are awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
The horrific losses are terrible.
And you'd rather it be this way than the opposite.
Yeah.
You know.
And just like last night, everybody has them, Bobby, but like the list is really long now of bad losses.
And here's another shocker. I have a thought on that.
Yes.
And that is that Mike Brown's a little knee-jerk emotional. And I think sometimes I sit behind the bench, and so I see he hasn't done the quick timeout thing and maybe as much as he used to, but he still does it. And when he does it, I've seen Domas roll his eyes. I've seen Fox kind of look down and take a deep breath. Monk will just, go right back at him. And so I think there's a little bit of that too. And it's obviously a delicate balance. I like Mike Brown as a coach. He's the best coach we've had here in a long time. I don't think there's any question about that. But I do think that it's just one of his isms that maybe he could be a little bit more, let's trust the numbers. Let's trust the, let's trust the guys just a little bit more instead of being sometimes so knee jerk where he gets ticked off at a guy, he pulls him out, and he puts in one of his defenders that can't shoot or isn't efficient. I like Kessler Edwards. I like Davion Mitchell. I like Chris Duarte as much as the next guy, but none of those guys are efficient. They're just not efficient players. And so, if there's anybody out there who plays craps, either of you guys play craps?
I've played it twice.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Chris Verlod plays craps.
I'm talking about the hardcore craps players here.
Yeah.
So we're really dwindling the audience down here to 1%.
We're narrowcasting. That's fine.
1% of our mathematicians out there. You don't throw your basic strategy in playing craps out the window just because you haven't hit a few numbers. It's not like, okay, I'm going to change everything up now and bet on the big 6 and the big 8, which are two of the stupidest bets you could ever make in your life, just because it's not working right this second. It's a little too much recency bias in Mike Brown's rotations for me. But I also get that, a coach, and I think it's true, nobody knows the team better than the head coach. And, he has to push those buttons, and maybe if he doesn't push those buttons, sometimes he doesn't get the best out of guys later on in the game. But I would like to see a little more consistency from that standpoint.
Well, and you saw it yesterday. In fact, the broadcast even mentioned that, I think it was in the second half when the Wizards went on their next run. And I think the TV broadcast, it said something like, Mike Brown really letting them play out there, trying to get them to figure it out. And Phil Jackson was famous with the Lakers, especially for not calling timeouts when the other team was on a run, letting them go, letting them get themselves out of it and not bailing them out. It sounds like what you're saying is that we need to be somewhere in between Mike Brown's super quick timeout and Phil Jackson never call a timeout.
Yeah, and a little more like Lionel Hollins when he was the coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. It was like clockwork with who he was going to sub. Every role was so clearly defined, and so I guess I'd like to see a little bit more of that on this team, and defined in the right way. Not we need more Sasha. Monk's got to play more minutes. We need a little less HB when he's not getting it done, and we need probably a lot less of Chris Duarte and some of the guys who just aren't that efficient.
Makes sense. Bob, so let's talk brackets. Dave and I were kind of a bigger picture item from yesterday, and maybe what your thought philosophy-wise on a team like Kentucky. Coach Cal, a great recruiter. Plenty of NBA legends have come through there, and probably more will continue as long as he's there. But we're seeing the change in the college game where experienced teams are literally doing damage. Can a power program like that continually gets these one-and-done guys be successful, like tournament successful in these days?
I don't know. I think right now we're at the maximum of the older age guys because we still have the COVID players who were granted an extra year. So I think this is probably the peak of the as old as college basketball is going to get. You're going to lose some of those guys and get back to 4 or 5 year guys instead of 5 and 6 year guys. So I think that's one aspect of it. But I do agree, and I think Jason, you brought this up. Jay Wright, talked right after the Kentucky loss about, he just said point blank, those days are over. The days of trying to win with freshmen and 19-year-olds, it's gone. And so I think there's a chance that that he's probably right, and that is the situation now. It's just changed. I mean, with the transfer portal, it's more about recruiting and finding guys who have succeeded at smaller schools and getting them into your program and making it happen that way. Some of these teams with their 22 and 23 and 24-year-olds, they mirror more, European basketball teams or G League teams or something like that than they do, a young college basketball team. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes forward. And of course, Kentucky's they're the face of that, right? Of that brand of playing the young guys. And yesterday it didn't work out for him. And I have a buddy who hadn't seen a lot of Reed Shepherd and watched yesterday and was just like, that guy's a first round pick. You have him in the lottery. And yeah, based on yesterday's game, he looked awful. But the thing is, I've seen that kid play so much that I'm not worried about him. And, I think he's going to be a good pro. I think Robert Dillingham's going to be a good pro. But today, as a 19-year-old, they're not ready to play with the 24 and 23-year-old guys, or at least compete for wins on this stage.
There's a lot of noise, Bob, about John Calipari. Jason and I were just having this conversation an hour ago. The buyouts and the low to mid 30 millions. He's got a lifetime deal, air quotes, but there's never a lifetime deal. A lot of noise about the boosters getting together and mutually parting ways. Do you think Coach Cal has run his course at Kentucky?
I'm going to say no. Again, recency bias. I think, I just think if you're really thinking correctly, the guy's done so much. He's the face of that team, and they've been good. He just maybe needs to tweak it a little bit. And like I said, I think this year is the peak of the old guys, and maybe it'll return a little bit more to normal. But it'd be great, it's fantasy land and it'll never happen, but it'd be great if Shepherd and Dillingham were both like, hey, we're not going to go to the NBA. We're going to run it back next year. And then, with another year of experience, they get a chance to do something and prove themselves a little bit better.
Real quick. Sorry. I just want to follow up to your guys' point, by the way. I'm just looking at some numbers here. Cal is now 1-4 in his past 5 NCAA tournament games. That matches the worst 5-game span in the tournament. He was asked about changes, and he said, quote, "I've done this with young teams my whole career. It's going to be hard for me to change that because we've helped so many young people and their families. I don't see myself saying, okay, we're not going to recruit freshmen. But of Kentucky's 15 rostered players, 8 were freshmen, 3 were sophomores. Oakland had 1 freshman, a pair of redshirt freshmen, and 5 of the Grizzlies players were either seniors or graduate transfers. So that kind of lays down your guys' point. Kentucky may actually have the longest, the most consistent level of long-term most talented teams. We've gone over the NBA list, but when it comes to that year in March Madness, the diaper dandies have the diapers on, Jason. And that's why we've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys have played ball. We used to play. I had a group of buddies in the Asian leagues, and we would play at the Kaikon at the Buddhist church on Sundays. And it would be, this is right after high school, me and a bunch of guys who were right about 19 or 20 years old, and we thought we were bad. And we'd go in there and routinely get waxed by the old guys. There was always the OGs who were 28 to 35, some of them pushing 40, and they knew how to play basketball. They set screens and they made cuts and they played every possession of defense. Whereas we were out there, maybe a little bit more worried about what shoes we had on and how many 3-pointers we could make. So it just is what it is. It's, experience wins basketball games.
Yeah. Talk with Bob Gerould here, of course, hoopobsession.com website. You can get a lot of different stuff, a lot of NBA stuff, lottery stuff. Guys that Bob watches in college. So you watched day one. I know when we talked the other day, you were anxious to see some of the teams that maybe you hadn't had a chance to see. Besides the big one with Oakland beating Kentucky, what else stood out to you, whether it was individually or team-wise from round 1, day 1 yesterday?
I thought Gonzaga looked really sharp yesterday. I think people may be sleeping on them just a little bit. They've got some depth, and they've got a Nebhart running the point, which is always a good thing. He's such a heady, smart player. So I thought Gonzaga looked good. I felt really bad for Samford, on their deal. They came back, and that was a clean block shot there at the end of the game, and hopefully, maybe college needs to adopt the NBA's rule of having a coach's challenge, or something like that. Maybe 1.5 or something. But I also would say those play-in games, the first couple nights, man, I had a hard time keeping up with them in real time. I got to the point where between the going to the monitor for reviews, which seemed to take forever, and then the commercial breaks are just how many Capital One. How much money do you think Capital One wastes on those commercials?
Yeah.
My God, you know how much it has to cost to pay Sam Jackson and Charles Barkley and the girl, Jen, whoever that Jen is.
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner, Jim Nance.
Dude, how much money are they wasting on that stuff? And every year, and the commercials are dumb as all. They're almost as dumb as the Sacramento International Airport commercials, which are the worst commercials in the history, next to Plexiderm or whatever it is that I see on.
Bobby, that's my big bit too. Let's get past the commercials themselves. But the thing I always bring up is somebody sitting around I need to fly somewhere? Oh, the airport. They've got an airport.
I think I'll go to Sac Executive, right?
Right?
I didn't know.
I had no idea. Oh, look, this is a damn bunny. Yeah. Oh, this is great. I'm going. I do not understand. They should just put the money in a pile and set it on fire.
Exactly. Just like Capital One.
When we look at today's matchups, we get to see Houston, we get to see Purdue, we get to see UConn. Any games on the slate today that you're looking at? What are your upset alert game or games?
Well, Utah State and TCU is one I'm really looking forward to, because I've been vocal about liking Utah State, but then the more I looked at TCU, I'm like, you know what? They're really not that bad. Yeah. So I'm interested to see how that'll shake out. St. Mary's and Grand Canyon too. A lot of people really seem to like Grand Canyon. I thought St. Mary's was a pretty decent team all year. So looking forward to that one. The New Mexico Clemson. I think everybody thinks New Mexico is a popular choice, and they're a good team. But I'm telling you, I told you guys the other day, Clemson has a couple of bigs in PJ Hall and Ian Shefflin that are going to give any team a little bit of a problem. I'm just not sure Clemson has the guards to get it done, but those will be interesting. And then, of course, you've got to be on Purdue watch. You've got to make sure that they get it done. And if you haven't seen Zach Edey play, he's a fun watch. I mean, when he first came into college basketball, he was overweight and probably slower than Papagiannis. And then that's saying something.
Wow.
And then he slimmed down a little bit, got in better shape. He's an immovable force down there. I mean, he's got tree trunks for legs, 7'4", 300 pounds of man.
Bobby, they say he might, legitimately, I forget who the coach was, said he's not 7'4" anymore.
He's growing.
He's grown.
Wow.
Yeah, which is insane if that's true.
Yeah, so he's an interesting guy, and I'm pro Zach Edey. I think he's going to be all right in the NBA even, and so I'm interested to see what he's going to do today. I think that'll be a fun game. James Madison is another team that, just looking at the numbers, and I know they've got a couple of studs, so that'll be fun, because I thought Wisconsin was a pretty decent team this season. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to. And then I mentioned playing basketball at the Kaikon there at the Buddhist church. And so we got to talk a little bit about Kisei Tominaga from Nebraska.
Yes.
The Japanese born player who's going to play today. He's not an NBA player. I'm not even sure he's a G League player, but what he can really do is shoot the basketball. And so if they can get him some open looks, he's probably going to knock them down. And when was the last time Nebraska basketball was really anything? Fred Hoiberg is their coach. The former NBA player, Fred's son, plays on the team, and they've got the little Japanese guy, Tominaga, he's a fun watch. So
yes.
That's the kind of team that if they could, win today and and maybe make a little run, I think they'll capture the imagination of the fans.
You brought up Zach Edey. You think he'll be a good is he a lottery guy? Where do you think he goes in the draft?
I think he's late lottery to me, but that some of that is so subjective. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So many NBA teams want to bank on what these guys are going to be on in 5 years versus what they are now. And so, you got a guy like Cody Williams, who plays for Colorado. He's Jalen Williams' brother, Jalen Williams from OKC. And Cody, if you just look at him, if you were to just look at his highlights, you would say, oh, yeah, surefire lottery pick. But then when you watch him in a full game, you realize he kind of barely plays. He's not a real part of a focal point of their offense. And he's got a long way to go before, he could be the Patrick Williams of this draft, a guy who looks like he's going to get it done and is picked in the top 5 or something like that. But then 4 years into his career, he's still not getting it done. So, potential will get a lot of guys fired. That's just the truth. So, but to get back to your point about Zach Edey, I think he's going to be a solid player. I mean, I saw Zach Edey in college, and let's just say I saw Alex Lynn play in college too. And there's no debate about who is the far superior basketball player. So, and it's Zach Edey. It's not Alex Lynn. Newsbreak. So, I think Zach Edey's going to be a solid center. He's just too efficient, too much of a rebounder, too hard to move, to miss, in my opinion.
Bob, and as we talked to Bob Gerould, don't forget as well, please, hoopsobsession.com for all the things that will make you smart about basketball. We should bring you into this conversation, Jason. I had a couple weeks ago leading up to the tournament. When you look at the men's college players of the year, and I'm just cherry picking here, but just since 2013, Trey Burke, Doug McDermott, Frank Kaminsky, Frank Mason III, Obi Toppin, Luka Garza, and of course Zach Edey last year. And yes, there's an Anthony Davis and a Zion Williamson every 6-7 years. But we've seen, going all the way back to guys like Sean May, former King. You've seen these guys, the Tyler Hansbroughs of the world, that just eat it up in the NBA, in college basketball. And then more often than not are journeymen at best in the NBA, which gives me a ton of respect for scouts. But what do you think? What is the easiest explanation for why there's generally a huge drop off from NCAA success to the NBA?
Man, I wish I had the right answer and a quick answer for you there.
Is it age though?
I think it's some of it. Like if you can't get it done as a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old, and then it takes you to like Terrence Shannon from Illinois, he'll be 24 when the NBA season starts next year. Now, this guy scored 40 points in a game, in the Big Ten tournament, a game that mattered, and he's a player. Like when you watch him play, he has speed, he has the athleticism, he's improved as a 3-point shooter, but he's going to be 24 years old when the NBA season starts. And so it'll be interesting to see where he gets drafted and whether or not he kind of falls into, like you were saying, Dave, the Tyler Hansbroughs or, some of these guys that were successful. Luka Garza, I think it was a little easier, like with a guy like Garza, you could look at him and just say, hey, he's not that athletic, great college player. But, physically, he's not going to be any different or stand out in the way like a Zach Edey. I think Zach Edey, how many 7'4" guys are there in the NBA that can shoot 61% from close to the basket and just not be moved? So I think there's a better chance for a guy like Zach Edey than there is for some of these other guys that we've seen in the past who have had great college careers and then go on like Frank Mason. That's still one that's kind of puzzling to me. I actually watched him earlier this year. He's playing on a team in Europe, and I was happy to see him looking good. Like the last time I saw Frank Mason play, it was at a G League Showcase game in Las Vegas, and he was overweight and out of shape. And I just thought, oh man, Frank, what are you doing? And now when I saw him this year, he's back in shape and looking good and looks like he's, refound himself. And, maybe someday he'll make his way back into the NBA. But, he never was a super dynamic guy, didn't have the physical gifts. He didn't have great length or great size or anything like that. And so, he was what he was. He was a second round pick that didn't make it. Even though we all thought, or at least a fair share of us here in Sacramento were like, yeah, let's get Frank Mason. Let's go. We're about to do,
Yeah.
And it just didn't happen. So
my son still has his jersey. That is an absolute fact. Bob Gerould.
Yeah.
hoopobsession.com. Thank you so much. Great conversation.
Yes.
Both NBA and NCAA. And we will talk to you soon. Don't forget to go to hoopobsession.com. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate you.
You got it, guys. We'll talk again on Monday, I believe.
Yep.
You got it. Take care. It's good stuff.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, we could have a wide range.
Yeah. Well, he's had every Kings game. He knows too. I mean, that's why it's good bounce to talk to him right now.
I also find myself talking to the people at Fire Wings as often as I can about these flavors they have and how original they are. Now, everyone has lemon pepper or garlic or, buffalo. Got it. But the salt and pepper wings, for a place that has peanut butter wings and Saigon Street, jerk chicken, that type of their salt and pepper wings are low-key underrated. And they're so simple and easy, salt and pepper wings. But my goodness. 21 different flavors to choose from. Locally owned and operated. They soak the wings in buttermilk all night long. And that gives them that tender, tangy flavor and texture. It's brilliant. Breaded Malaysian curry, that's my jam. But find your own jam. Go to firewings.com. You can look at all the flavors right now. Make an order. Pick it up whenever you wish. Just in time for all the sports going on. So head on down to Firewings. Go to firewings.com. You tell me good buddy Carmichael Dave sent you. When we come back, we got a little post game from yet another bad loss. Don't forget ELO tickets coming up in the next hour as well. We'll take a break. Right back. You're home of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Our first year as the radio home of the San Francisco 49ers is one we will never forget.
They're going to give it. No, it's a play action. Purdy going to roll left, throw for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. He has the hat trick tonight, a career high. 3 touchdown catches for George. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Congratulations to the 49ers on a terrific year. And thank you for so many wonderful memories. Subscribe to Sactown Sports on YouTube and watch the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys, live Monday through Friday from 6 to 6. Plus view archive shows and exclusive content.
Subscribe at youtube.com/Sactown Sports.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center. It is Friday, and we're off to a cloudy, overcast start to the day. It'll be dry for the front half of your Friday with temperatures cool out the door. Into the afternoon, expect highs in the upper 60s with rain developing by tonight. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
The 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in Car and Driver Award history. Come drive it. We are Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Capital Casino has been serving the greater Sacramento area in the same convenient downtown location for over 20 years, with plenty of close-by, well-lit parking monitored by security staff and offering the most variety of table games in the region in a safe and friendly environment. Best food, best service, and the best action. That's Capital Casino. For more information on tournaments and gaming, check out their website at capital-casino.com. And please remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park, May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Kevin Lewis of National Garage Door. Whether you need to repair a broken spring, install the new opener, or buy a quality Rainer door, National Garage Door is here for you. Call us today to see how we can transform your house with a new garage door.
638-4554 National Garage Door.
Fidium Fiber Internet is fast becoming a hometown favorite. With a dedicated connection and speeds up to 2 gigs, Fidium is winning over fans every day. Plans start at just $25 a month, so everyone can experience the best internet in the game. Visit FidiumFiber.com.
Play and win to take your loyalty to new heights at Sky River Casino in Elk Grove. Sign up for Sky River Rewards, and you'll get $15 free play to use on your first visit. Plus, you'll be in the know about upcoming special events and offers. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey guys, do you know your T-level? Revive Men's Health here in Sacramento is helping you take that first step toward better health and enhanced intimacy with a free testosterone level test, exam, and consultation. Plus, for this month only, qualified patients can kickstart their treatment with a free supply of ED medication. Call Revive Men's Health Sacramento at 916-365-4566. That's 916-365-4566. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk. Want the best movie experience in town? Join Sactown Sports IMAX Pass by visiting SactownSports.com. Sign up today. You can win tickets to see this week's films at the Esquire IMAX Theater.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
Capital Casino, conveniently located on 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento.
Very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Charlotte, Portland, the Nets, and the Kings. What do they all have in common? According to our friend Whitey Gleason, who you can hear with Kyle Draper every afternoon. Okay, you know. Well, they're the only teams in the NBA that have lost to both the Pistons and Wizards. Charlotte is 17-52. Portland is 19-50. The Nets are 26-43. The Kings are now 40-29.
Sad thing is, there's probably a flip side one. I'm sure the Kings are one of the few to have beaten,
Sure, yes.
Bucks, Nuggets, T-Wolves, whatever. Thunder.
Feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder.
But last night was not the case.
Also, I was just about to say, by the way, the Kings are probably the only team. I wonder how many teams have lost to Charlotte and Portland. They still got the Nets coming up.
True.
They could lose to them.
Yeah. And somehow, there's 5 teams below 20 wins.
Yes.
Charlotte lost to them. Portland lost to them. Detroit lost to them. Washington lost to them. The only one they didn't was San Antonio. They stole 2 of those.
And you're 100% right, including that last one.
Yeah.
Is it possible that the Sacramento Kings have a better chance of advancing to the second round in the playoff with the 1 through 8 teams than they would the 8 through whatever the hell 16 teams.
Would this mean they wouldn't win the lottery because they couldn't beat those teams?
Yeah, a couple of notes here. One last note about the NCAA tourney here. Since 84-85, when the field expanded to 64, there have been 2,784 instances of a Division I team losing at least 10 of its last 14 games to end the regular season. NC State is the only one of those to reach the round of 32 in the tournament that same year, and that's happening this year.
Wow.
I didn't even realize they lost that last
I didn't either.
Also, completely off topic, but I see these. I always want to bring them to you. Odds are maybe one of you has seen this, but the hat worn by Kevin McAllister in Home Alone, the hat worn by Macaulay Culkin's character, was at auction yesterday. Anyone want to guess what the knit cap went for at auction? This is his beanie in Home Alone, the original.
$5,000.
$5,000. Jason Ross.
$3,500.
$3,500. Well, let me do the math. 35, that's 1,500. You guys are close. $81,000.
Cash grab.
I just want to throw it out there. That's like quadruple the price of Abraham Lincoln's hair.
How do we know that's really his hair?
Yeah, but you probably have Kevin McAllister's hair in that. Or Macaulay Culkin.
Macaulay Culkin's hair. Well, who would you rather clone, Chris? Macaulay Culkin or Abe Lincoln?
Abraham Lincoln never made Home Alone 2.
Good point.
That is a great point. Well, Macaulay Culkin never wore one of them steam pipe hats or whatever they're called.
We know that.
You know what? We don't. Another bad loss last night. The Kings are now in 8th.
Yay.
And we got life without Kevin Huerter.
Yeah. You know, the thought everybody has, which like you want to avoid the play-in. I mean, I think bottom line you want to. It also wouldn't be because we think of it in a negative way.
Yeah.
And the reason we think of it in a negative way is because of nights like last night. You have a bad night if you're in the 9-10. You have a bad night and you're in the 7-8 and have 2 bad nights, you're out. It also still could be rewarding that way. I don't want them to be in that, but you can still win.
You can.
And then you're a playoff team. It's just more stressful.
It's like I was thinking about this last night. If the Kings could have the same record they do right now, but you just kind of flip the script and they were the team that, take away 1 or 2 of those Minnesota, Oklahoma City, etc. wins
and take 2 of the bad away.
Yeah. Like, would this weirdly be a more enjoyable season?
I don't know, because 2 doesn't feel like that's enough. Because they've had more than that in bad losses and good wins, right?
Yeah, but and this is where I don't know if this is a Dave thing. Like I'm fully aware that when it comes to this team, I'm a little bit manic. I'm a little bit off sometimes. They're 40.
You are.
Yeah,
I know.
But this is a weird year.
They're 40-29.
Yeah.
They're
I said yesterday, it's the 9th best season they've ever had.
Yes.
Doesn't feel like.
Jason.
Objectively, they are a good team.
Yes. But here's the thing. Chris sent me a picture of Macaulay Culkin and Abe Lincoln hat. I have not enjoyed this season. There have been enjoyable parts of the season, but overall, if this season was a movie, it would be like
walked out.
I wouldn't have. No, I would have stayed. Oh my God! If this season so far was a movie, I totally have it. This would be 7 with Brad Pitt. Well made, entertaining. But in the end, I'm like, dude, what? I feel worse now than I did before I walked in. Speaking of Brad Pitt, Legends of the Fall. That's what this season is. Great movie. Wonderfully acted. I will never watch it again because in the end, everything sucks.
Wow, that was a really good analogy.
This is what this season has been like. There's quality. There's entertainment. It's sometimes a prisoner of expectations. You've done that before with movies where you went and you're like, this would be a great movie. Remember Mars Attacks?
Yeah.
Like everyone was in that movie.
Right.
Oh my God.
What could go wrong?
That movie sucked the butt of all time butts.
Okay, that's just your opinion.
It is my opinion. Simone agrees?
No.
Yeah, she agrees that Mars Attacks sucked. Oh, she likes it?
We both like it.
Yeah, well, guess what? She picked South Carolina in the NCAA tournament. I'm just saying, though.
Cold-blooded.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying that.
Shameful performance.
Shameful.
I know where her bracket's going.
We'll take a.
That's so mean, Dave.
I didn't mean that as mean.
Garbage.
I knew I was gonna get cooked. I thought about calling out today.
That's not being mean, Simone. I love you. You know this. I'm just questioning your decision making. For example,
a long shot. It was a long shot.
It was. So was McNeese State. We'll take a break. When we come back, who's hot? Well, speaking of who's not, and we'll recap 3 in the key, knock out a 3 in the key for the Magic as well. Coming up tomorrow. It's Dave, it's Jason, it's Christopher a lot, and Simone a little bit. We're right back. Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T.
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIP to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIP to 321321. That's TIP to 321321.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house online and owning it, between imagining living there and breathing in your new home for the first time. Having an advocate who can help you navigate the complex world of financing, inspections, negotiating, analyzing the market, and talking through any anxieties that may pop up, that can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors and bound by a code of ethics, because that's who we are.
Ulta Beauty's semi-annual beauty event is happening now. Unleash your love for beauty with 50% off daily beauty steals on hair, skin, makeup, and fragrance. Shop your favorite brands like Tarte and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, grab perfect hair care pairs from brands like Redken and Olaplex. And check out new arrivals from brands like Charlotte Tilbury and Dyson. Shop the Ulta Beauty semi-annual beauty event online, in-store, or try pickup today. Now through March 28th. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
What's going on? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, and Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
Right now, save up to $16,500 off MSRP on new 2024 Ram 2500 Laramies. One of the nicest, most capable trucks you can buy with the biggest savings of the year. This is huge, and we have over 200 available.
Okay, so why choose Hoblet?
We do things a little different here at Hoblet. We're here to help you find the vehicle you need at the best possible price. That's why we don't have a bunch of dealer markups, surprise add-ons, or hidden fees. And we've become California's #1 new Ram truck dealer. At Hoblet, you'll get the small town experience with the big city savings and selection.
If you're looking for a truck, Hoblet should be your first and only stop. See their full selection at HobletDodge.com. Unbeatable prices, unbeatable selection. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
$16,500 total net savings after $10,500 factory rebates and $6,000 dealer discounts. Rebates include $1,000 case construction rebate. Must have purchased qualifying new case equipment from an authorized case dealer and $500 first responder bonus cash. Must be a member of qualifying first responder association. 10 at this net savings. See dealer for details.
Hey, Sacramento, get ready to mark your calendars because here is your live events calendar. It's time to amp up your entertainment game. First, catch the comedic brilliance of Hassan Minhaj at the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center, March 29th. It'll be an evening filled with laughter that you don't want to miss. But hold on, it gets even better. On March 30th, Thunder Valley presents an unforgettable night with the Jacksons and Sister Sledge. Dance the night away to their legendary hits. And that's not all. You don't want to miss NF's electrifying performance at the Golden One Center, presented by Live Nation on June 8th. You'll be blown away by his raw talent and magnetic stage presence. And speaking of legendary performances, mark your calendars for June 11th because Live Nation is bringing Janet Jackson to the Golden One Center. A night packed with iconic hits and mesmerizing choreography that will leave you speechless. And then June 15th, Ronnie Cheng brings his hilarious show to the Safe Credit Union Performing Arts Center. It's an evening of hilarious comedy and unforgettable moments. Visit livenation.com or Ticketmaster to grab your tickets. And that's your live events calendar. We're your ultimate destination for the hottest live events in town.
What's hot and what's not? Brought to you by American Energy Heat and Air, making the uncomfortable comfortable. Head to AmericanEnergyAir.com to find out more.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot. And what's not?
It's not good. Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Wow, that was good. Jason had a very long hooves.
Yeah. What?
Who is hot?
Daniel Gafford?
Yeah, he is.
Gafford scored 24 points, going 10 of 11 from the field. All 10 baskets were dunks. He also became the 7th player to have 10 or more dunks in a game since 1996. If you're wondering, Shaquille O'Neal has done that feat 4 times.
It's a lot of dunks. I saw that list earlier. It showed a list of 10 people on there. I guess maybe not weirdly enough, but those teams are 8-2 in games where a guy has 10 dunks.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what we need.
Hey, play him next week.
But
twice.
I can't dunk. Step your game up. Ryan is wondering if I would ever renounce my fandom for the Kings like I did for the Giants. I mean, it would take something non-basketball related. It would take something.
It almost happened.
With the Kings? Oh, well, what they moved? Yeah. If they moved, I would. Yeah, if they were in Seattle right now, I'd be rooting against them. They would be my most hated team. I don't know who I'd be rooting for.
Yeah.
Be an orphan. It's the thing that sucks the most about relocation. It's like,
and it's so stupid because they think of these teams like businesses, like, oh, well, they'll just become Golden State Warriors fans.
That's pretty much what did Rob Manfred say, commissioner. He said, well, there's still a Giants team down the road. It's not like there's not baseball around. It's like, how?
It's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Sports, being a fan is not logical. Let's read the room, dude. Look at the Kings. Guys like you and me and so many listening have spent 30 years, 40 years almost, or 10 years, 5, whatever, paying money, taking time out of our schedule to watch super rich people fail at basketball repeatedly, and we're in a sports abusive relationship.
Yeah.
And we voluntarily do it. We in most cases, not all, but in most cases, allow our tax dollars to supplement billionaires in imagine if like Frankie Johnson down the street needed a new McDonald's and he's like, I'm gonna have to move this one to Rockland. If you don't build me a nice spanky, I need the playland,
right.
I need the ball pit, I need all of that, and you need to pay for that. And by the way, Big Macs are now going up $2.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna be like, hey, Frankie, go jump in the lake. In sports, you're like, well, it sucks, but I'm still going.
Yeah.
It's
go jump in the lake.
Right. We voluntarily jump in the lake.
Yeah.
And look, I want to be careful here because religion's a serious thing, but I think that being a fan is a second cousin to religion, just in the sense that it's something that you have faith in,
right.
You are devoted to, you're going to be loyal to that regardless. Things terrible might happen, and you're still going to go down that same path. Sports don't make sense. So when you move a team, just the A's, for example, and if it happened to the Kings, you have this legion of people, and they're just supposed to pick up the pieces.
Right.
They're supposed to, I'm going to go with, I'm going to be a Giants fan, or the Raiders left, I'm going to be a Niner fan. That's not how it works. Again, go back. If you're, I don't know, pick a religion. If you're Jewish and the synagogue moves to whatever, and there's not another one around, you're like, well, I'm Catholic now. That's not how it works. You were devoted to something your whole life. If your family breaks up, unfortunately, and she or he takes the kids, and I'm like, well, sorry. I mean, look, I know that happens, but you're devoted.
Right.
That's for life. It's a marriage, if you will. And unfortunately, this marriage,
it's rocky.
It's been a rocky road, and I ain't talking ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Shane, who's not?
The Kings versus sub 300 teams.
Oh, sub 300.
Of the 5 teams in the NBA that have a winning percentage less than 300, the Kings have lost to 4 of them: the Wizards, Pistons, Hornets, and Portland Trailblazers. The sub 300 team that they did sweep, the San Antonio Spurs, the Kings needed a 7-0 run in the last minute to win.
I hate this team. I mean, I love them. I'm not mad.
By love them, you mean hate them?
This team is the ultimate. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed team. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. It's not you. It actually is.
No, it is. It's you.
Yeah.
It's 100% you. You're better than this. You're better than this.
Doggone it.
People like you. Thank you, Stuart. Yeah. 3 in the key. How did we do last night?
You know what? I was very complimentary of the trio yesterday because we were very good, like the Kings were in Toronto.
Oh, I think we probably ate it.
We performed like the Kings did in DC.
Stinky.
Yep, let's recap it.
Okay.
We asked the question, who would score the last basket for the Sacramento Kings? I think we all anticipated maybe a cush win.
Yeah.
Comfy, cozy. Dave, you said Kessler Edwards. I said Davion Mitchell. Chris said Chris Duarte. It was Keegan Murray for 3 to pull the Kings within 5 with 17 seconds to go.
Keegan
Murray. Dave, you put this category. You said, hey, what's the halftime lead going to be?
Yeah.
You said Kings by 9. I said Kings by 11. Chris said Kings by 6. So we didn't go too crazy, but we were all wrong.
Yeah.
Wizards by 2. At one point, they were up by 19 in the first half.
Good job, Chris. You were the closest to even want that point.
Then the random stat, Dave, you actually looked at the Wizard side of things, so you could have been successful here. You said Jordan Poole 30 or more.
Yeah.
He had 14.
No, he didn't.
I said Keegan Murray would have a double-double and would be spotted clearly in the team photo afterwards. Well, neither of those things
Yeah,
happened.
they didn't even take a photo.
He had 16 points and just 2
More
rebounds.
like they should have taken a mugshot for committing a crime of lameness. Got him.
And lastly, Chris said Chris Duarte would have 3 or more threes. He had 1.
Hey.
So we were a whole lot of awful.
There are a lot of O for everything.
But we have a new one.
Nurko says on the chat, my 6-year-old son asked me if he could like the Lakers as well as the Kings. I said, hey, would you like me to like other women than your mother? He said no. And he goes, okay, there's your answer. I like that. I like that a lot.
Good parenting right there.
What if he's just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, then you're, well,
Did you
hey.
ask your mom about this?
And you know what?
Sorry, honey, he gave me the pass.
He gave me permission.
Right.
Re-rack John Tesh if you would. La, 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 la. Kings Magic this time for real.
Yes.
Who the hell knows what's going to happen?
All right, category 1. 2 guys drafted in the same class, Paolo and Keegan.
Hello, Keegan.
So we want their points. Dave, how much will Paolo Banchero score? How much will Keegan Murray score tomorrow?
33 for Paolo Banchero. We'll go with 11 for Keegan.
Okay. I'm going to have 29 and 16. Chris?
24 and 19.
All righty. All right, this one, you might need to look up the Kings roster. If not, I will help you. This one's a little bit of a thinker. Which Kings college team will still be alive come Monday? So that means in the Sweet 16. I'll give you a few candidates. Harrison Barnes, North Carolina.
I'll take the Aaron Fox. Oh,
they're already out. Chris Duarte.
I'll take Malik Monk.
Chris Duarte, Oregon. Keon Ellis, Alabama. Hey, Jordan Ford, St. Mary's. Yeah, we mentioned the Kentucky guys are out. Sorry, Trey Lyles as well. Who else do we got? Oh, JaVale McGee. Sorry, Nevada.
Did you say DeMontis Sabonis?
Not yet. DeMontis Sabonis, Gonzaga, or Davion Mitchell, Baylor.
So you got to pick one in there?
So you're going with Barnes, Duarte, Keon Ellis, Jordan Ford, Sabonis, or Davion.
You know what? Give me DeMontis Sabonis. I know there's an easy answer in here. I'm avoiding it. I'll take Sabonis.
You're already halfway there.
I am already.
You already got one win.
That's right.
Okay. I'm going to take Sabonis, Gonzaga. I'm going to take Davion and Baylor.
I'm going to take Jordan Ford.
You know what? Can I just say, I respect everybody for not going with the easy Harrison Barnes answer.
Yeah, they've already won one. And
good for you guys.
Take the number 1 seed.
I don't think they're going to win the next one.
As we go to break.
We have random stats still.
Oh, I'm sorry. Random stat. I apologize. Random stat.
Random.
I don't know. Random stupid stats. We will see the not season debut, but we will see the return of Sasha Vezenkov.
Okay.
Against the Orlando Magics.
Anything you want to add to that, or just leave it at Sahas?
He will make Sahas Vezenkov will make 1 3-pointer.
Okay. 1 3-pointer.
And I'm going to remember this on Monday when he makes his debut and doesn't have a 3-pointer. And you pushed me into that.
Yes.
I learned it from watching you.
I'm going to say that we're going to have another overtime game with Orlando. We had a classic one here. I'm not saying who's winning. Just another overtime game.
Hey, wait a minute. Is this our first time back in Orlando since the Fox shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bit of a different team, but
Chris?
I'm going to say that there's going to be a combined swing of 33 points.
Okay.
Wow. Any chance, because I believe the Kings are in Orlando today, do you think there's any chance anyone on the team, anyone, it's like, head up Disney World, need to clear my head?
No,
they're probably all golfing, right?
If that. Yeah, maybe.
Which player would be the Disney adult?
Easily
Keegan.
Alex Lynn. Oh, Keegan.
Alex
Okay.
I just wanted to get in a few rides.
Right. You see Keegan. I like the ears.
Yeah.
I want to see Alex Lynn now with the Mickey gloves.
We'll take a break.
Keegan with the big old turkey leg.
They're so
that brontosaurus leg.
Oh, those are so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. Best value at Disney, because I think it's like $10.
I think De'Aaron would run alongside a roller coaster.
Just
run it.
Outrun the whole thing. Harrison Barnes is on a roller coaster, just with his bifocals on, looking at the Wall Street
He's
Journal.
actually in the management room. Like, what are your numbers looking like?
When we come back, Brandon Nunes, Sactown Sports Kings insider, we'll let him figure this all this crap
he has
out.
the answers.
We'll just pepper him with questions. We'll salt him with questions. We'll do all that next.
The NFL's leading rusher plays here.
The handoff to McCaffrey, walks in the end zone. Handoff to McCaffrey, takes it right down to the goal line. He does his thing again. McCaffrey goes in motion right. Backwards pass led by Juszczyk. A block there. Hurdles a man. 10, 5, touchdown! CMC!
You can hear all of Christian McCaffrey's touchdowns on your home for 49ers football. Sactown Sports.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 or more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. A CGM can immediately reduce pain. It's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Plus, get free shipping, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. Call now to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
Paid for by U.S. Medical Supply.
Call 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638. Again, 800-611-6638. That's 800-611-6638.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
Hello, I'm Frank Cockrell with Retirement Security Centers with a weekly economic update. The Federal Reserve kept rates steady and indicated the plan is for 3 rate cuts in 2024. When those rate cuts are made and what amounts are still subject to debate, as recent data is showing still persistent inflation, so the Fed isn't ready to declare victory just yet. If rates do come down in the near future, what does it look like for many Americans? Credit card rates have jumped to nearly 21%, a new high recently. If rates decrease slightly, it may do little to ease the burden of the higher balances being carried by many who are carrying more debt from month to month compared to 2023. For potential or current homeowners, rates could fall from current 7% to 6.4% by the end of the year, according to Fannie Mae chief economist. With still low levels of supply, lower rates may just entice more buyers in the market, raising home values, keeping affordability out of reach for some. For savers, rates on high-yield savings accounts and CDs have generally increased. This may be the time to consider products that offer interest, as current rates are higher than inflation. How might this affect you or your family? Please go to frankontheradio.com to schedule an appointment, watch videos, and receive market updates. I'm ready to help you start your journey so you can define your future.
Frank Cockrell is a registered representative of Lincoln Financial Advisors Corporation, a broker-dealer member SIPC and registered investment advisor. Retirement Security Centers is not an affiliate of Lincoln Financial Advisors.
Save big during MVP's bonus days at Lowe's with limited time deals on everything you need. Right now, buy one select DeWalt 20-volt max tool. Get one DeWalt 20-volt max power stack battery 2-pack free, a $179 value. Plus, save $20 on a select bucket of Deck Plus wood screws. Find these deals and more in-store and online today. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Valid 3/18 through 3/29. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Hi, I'm Jade, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the savoriness of the sausage, the fluffiness of the egg, and the butteriness of the biscuit. It's amazing. The perfect start to my day.
Hi, everyone. It's Justin. A little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is the fluffy egg, the melted cheese, and the sizzling sausage. It's the start to your morning that you didn't know you need.
Order a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit and Simply Orange juice on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Jeff Lynn's ELO.
Mr. Blue Sky, please tell us why.
Live in concert in Sacramento. The Over and Out Tour. Jeff Lynn's ELO. The final tour. All the hits. Live at Golden One Center, October 23rd. Get tickets this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Your home for Kings basketball for over 25 seasons.
No look, Gibby to Weber down the lane, flying jam. There's your play of the night right there. It's inside is Sabonis, a two-hand rip, a brilliant pass from De'Aaron Fox.
KHTKAM Sacramento, KYMX HD2 Sacramento.
Sactown Sports.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone. And then
boom, with Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
About this season. I really don't care. Is Brendan with us? Nope. We're gonna get Brendan here in a second.
I want to put the game on.
Oh, please put the game on, because we've got the NCAA tournament kicking off for the second day in a row. And my brackets, I'll tell you this much: undefeated today. We're gonna start off with a banger. Northwestern and Florida Atlantic.
Hey, True TV.
Florida Atlantic favored by 4.5 in this one. But hey, I picked Northwestern, so there we go. We'll talk.
We'll talk
about all this.
Yeah.
Well, that's an opinion, Chris, and so much more. Don't forget, coming up later, what to watch in celebrity birthdays at 9:30. Then crosstalk and Friday fun and games. Now. Chris is leaving the end of the show to go interview somebody that has nothing to do with us.
Maybe later, though.
Maybe later.
Simone's involved today.
Sim won.
Sim 1.
Okay. Well, hopefully she'll be making better decisions today than she did when she picked South Carolina.
There'll be a time where maybe you're out of the pool.
Yeah, and she's going to be ruthless.
Wow.
She's going to be ruthless.
Yeah.
Just ruthless. Joining us right now. From Sactown Sports, Sacramento Kings insider Brendan Nunes. Brendan, it's Dave, it's Jason. Good to meet you. How are you?
Oh, yeah. Great to meet you guys.
Yes.
Great to meet you.
I play this game every day with the fellers. I thought I'd include you. And let's throw Simone in here as well. Let's have a five-way conversation. It's a game I like to call, hey, guess the odds. Super original. Kings Orlando tomorrow. Brendan, you're new to this, at least our game, so let's start. Who is favored and by how much?
Sacramento by 4.5
in Orlando.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah,
I'm not saying
should be favored.
You do.
Wow. Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all. I'm surprised considering Orlando's 42-28. They're the 4 seed and they're 25-9 at home. You're saying Orlando 4.5 though. Is that what you said? 4.5? Or I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Sacramento 4.5. Okay.
I did say 4.5. You locked me with some of those numbers a little bit, but I'll stick with it.
Okay. Jason Ross.
I'm going to go Orlando favored by, I'll flip the number, 4.5.
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to write what I would have said. Christopher Lott.
Orlando 3.5.
Orlando 3.5. Simone, how much, who is favored and by how much tomorrow, Kings in Orlando?
Orlando 2.5, please.
Okay. And my answer would have been Orlando 1.5. I will say this. There's a reason why he's the Sacramento Kings insider for Sactown Sports. Unbelievably, the Sacramento Kings are 1.5 point favorites in Orlando, according to OddsShark, which puts together. I don't understand it. But then again,
did they watch the game last night?
But don't you kind of understand it? Has Vegas finally gotten word on this whole thing? First off, I'm sure that means probably somebody random from Orlando's out. Well, no, actually, that probably means everybody's fully healthy, knowing this team. And the Kings coming off a loss last night. Brendan, I said that if this team was a movie, it would be one of those like movies that makes you feel really sad at the end, but is super well made. Has this season have you enjoyed, as a fan, have you enjoyed this season?
It's been a very weird year, I guess. And I kind of thought they were past this. I didn't think we were going to have another one of these games. I thought that like the defensive improvements we've seen recently, which I still think kind of showed up in that Wizards game. It was more offensive issues. I thought that would give them a little bit more leeway for offensive lulls, but obviously didn't pay off in that Wizards game. Like, I guess that there's still enjoyable aspects, but the fact that you've lost to the Wizards and the Pistons and the Hornets and the Trailblazers is ridiculous, because I can also point at a really good record against the top three teams in the Western Conference.
Right.
And I just have no clue what to take away from that.
And that's what's so weird. I think, Brendan, it's kind of been the common theme. Like I don't think Mike Brown knows. I don't think the players necessarily know. We've been trying to dissect it. I don't think there's a clear-cut answer. Now, certainly they could tweak a few things, whether that's rotation or whatnot, but I don't know why we're this far into the season and the dramatic up and downs are still happening. I'm sure you don't either, but it's really bizarre. To your point, this has truly been a weird season.
Yeah, honestly, I can't really point to anything either. I think a lot of times we're asking different people, and it seems like people within the organization don't have a great answer either. I think that other teams go on extended runs because there doesn't seem, at least from the outside, to be anybody within the huddles and timeouts that's going up and, maybe the motivator of the group to say, hey, we need to stop this now. And I think the defensive inconsistencies that I kind of pointed out previously that have been better in this month definitely play a part, but it doesn't make much sense. And this one feels a little different because, again, of the theme of not making sense, most of these bad losses have come at home actually this season. So a little different that this one was on the road, but yeah, honestly can't really make much sense of it, which I think just adds to the complication and the confusion surrounding this year's team.
You see it pop up during losses. It did again last night, but pretty fiercely. In your opinion, not all, but, well, let me back up. Grade Mike Brown for me this year, Brendan.
if we're talking like C as an average grade,
yeah,
I'd probably go C. Like, I feel it's a little unfair, all the criticism he's gotten. Tell me why he's supposed to take the exact same roster as last year and make them better.
I would put look. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm answering your question. I think the pushback, the most popular statement pushing back, would be they felt like cohesion and stability was a big thing. They've been very big on keeping this roster together. Now they're in a second season together, and they should be going to the next level. I'm not saying that's true. I think that would probably be the most popular pushback.
Yeah, totally. And I guess my response to that would be there's a level of expectations this year. I think they're viewed differently in the eyes of the rest of the league. Teams come into games against Sacramento differently this year than they did in the 15 years prior, to be honest. So they're getting teams better efforts compared to, I think, what they were previously. And the cohesion aspect, I think I thought the offense would roll a little bit earlier than it has throughout the course of this season, but defensively has been where the team needs to make the most progress. And it just comes down to they don't have guys that are very good at that. And I don't know how Mike Brown was ever supposed to necessarily make them better there, even though there has been some progress as of late.
Yeah, and one guy that seems to have helped them defensively is Keon Ellis. I know obviously they lost yesterday, and that's the first game he's lost as a starter. He likely will get some more run here, Brendan, with the injury. We're getting a little more details on Kevin Huerter because it sure sounds like there's no specific timetable, but kind of the added with the labrum tear. Would you be surprised if we saw Kevin Huerter again this year?
I would. And, guys, I think there's a chance. I hate to say this. I think there's a chance that might be the last time we saw Kevin Huerter in a Kings uniform.
Yeah,
could be.
Like he's been a part of trade conversations. I'm expecting this offseason, and maybe it waits until the deadline. And honestly, this injury adds another layer of complication to this. But I thought the Kings were going to go this offseason and try to make a big swing to bring on another player. And Kevin Huerter and Harrison Barnes are the two matching salaries you really look at, and the two pieces in the starting lineup that you look at as, okay, there could potentially be an upgrade that would be beneficial here. So I'm definitely at the point where I would be surprised if we saw Kevin again this year, and I might be surprised we see him play for Sacramento again.
Let's go to last night. Maybe the most popular question out there involving Mike Brown is why the limited minutes for Keon Ellis? What did you see there at the rotations? Why do you think Keon was a little more limited than the rest of the starters?
Yeah, I mean, I get why people love Keon. I loved Keon at the time of last year, watching him in Stockton. There are still questions here, and I push back on some people were, maybe Kevin going down is okay, this is an opportunity for Keon. And there are questions. If I told you at the beginning of the year that Keon Ellis was going to be the starter going into the postseason, you'd be pretty concerned. And I still think we kind of should be. I think offensively, he can be out of the correct spots here and there. There's a shaky handle, Mike Brown has said. And he said this in a complimentary way that, everybody keeps telling me this guy can't play point guard. And he's gotten to the point where he's kind of able to do it with Malik Monk as sort of the de facto point guard in that lineup. But there's a reason people are telling him that, if you kind of get what I'm saying. I still think there are questions. I believe in the shooting, but I think offensively he can have some aspects of not fitting into this free-flowing, everybody equal opportunity, quick decision-making offense. And the fouls play a factor here as well. He had 4 fouls last night in his 21 minutes. I think those are the two things where it still is a learning process for Keon.
Talking with Brendan Nunez, one of our Sactown Sports Kings insiders. So the other part that, the Kings, we mentioned Huerter being banged up, Brendan. We mentioned, I'll mention now that also Trey Lyles has been out, still a little more time for him. Sounded like the Kings might get Sasha back in game 1 of this road trip. They didn't. Maybe last night, still didn't happen. Hopeful for Orlando. But going forward with Sasha, in the summer, that was kind of the big addition. I think there were a lot of hopes for him. And I would say we've just seen a very minimal amount of flashes. What do you think they can still get out of him the rest of this season?
Yeah, I'm curious. I think he's missed about 18 games now with this ankle sprain, grade 3. Before he went down, he had injured the ankle that had the grade 3, initially got injured, and then the other ankle, and then we're back to the grade 3. He's had a couple different ankle injuries throughout the course of this year. There's been adjusting to the U.S., and him and Chris Duarte, like you kind of mentioned, were the two big acquisitions this offseason that both haven't really made that much of a difference. Now, I think with Trey Lyles being down is where I'm interested about Sasha. They played Sasha at that small ball 5, whether that be in practices or in limited samples in games as well. And I think that he can kind of fill that Trey Lyles role while Trey is unavailable. And currently, I think Trey is kind of just the better option between the two. But obviously, with him unavailable, that's where I think Sasha gets intriguing. I think that he can fill that small ball 5. And he's a guy to me that I think in the playoffs, say you can't hit a shot to save your life in the first half, that maybe you go to him and maybe he hits 3 threes in a playoff game and changes the tides.
Brendan Nunez joining us. Do you think it's maybe the European floors versus the American floors? That's got to be it, right?
Yeah, that's the only possible answer.
We talked earlier about how the Kings are screwing around during the regular season, but look, if logic follows on this season, there's only good teams in the playoffs. That means the Kings will step up, and that means the Kings will do well and make some noise. That that's going to be the narrative going in on all the national shows. Is the Kings are the one team nobody wants to face, and they'll show all the stats for them versus the top 8 teams. But for you, what do they need to do in the postseason to keep this core together? And I'm not talking Fox Sabonis, but I'm talking about everybody outside of that. What do they need to do for you to say this was a successful season? Run it back.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think first of all, run it back is just not going to be my mindset necessarily. Like I said, I think this offseason, or maybe we're talking next deadline, I do think this team still needs to take another big swing. I just think they're in a good position to do so with all their draft capital, the tradable contracts that I mentioned of Herter, which may be, again, complicated because of his injury, and Harrison Barnes as well. But I think like a competitive first round is still a successful season to me. That's about where they were last year. Like I said before, I think that this is mainly the same roster and should have similar expectations. So that's, a competitive first round is about it for me, as long as they just don't totally, either get eliminated in a play-in, which a play-in is just unpredictable as it gets. Single elimination basketball is chaos. You see Oakland beating Kentucky yesterday. You never know what's going to happen in single elimination basketball. But I think as long as you don't get smacked in the first round, some 4-0, 4-1, that I'd feel all right with how this year went.
We also heard read a piece this week from the Athletics' Anthony Slater about Malik Monk. I know there's a lot of intrigue about his future. He did bring up, kind of how the Kings playoff or end of the season goes. What's your vibe right now on Malik and kind of his future potentially in Sacramento?
Yeah, I think Orlando and Toronto are kind of the intriguing teams to me, and San Antonio in there a little bit, but I think their money that they can offer would be somewhat similar to Sacramento, and makes me wonder if they're kind of out of the conversation. But I don't think the starting thing should matter as much as a lot of people kind of question it, but genuinely have no clue. Maybe that does matter to Malik, but I would like to think that closing games is the more important thing. Did Lou Will and Jamal Crawford make being a 6-man cool? Like Malik's a shoe-in at this point for 6-man of the year, and I don't know, he seems like a guy that could get 3-4 more of them, to be honest, and kind of fit in that category. So I'm about 70-30 that I think he stays. I think the relationship with Mike Brown is important in this. I think Slater did a good job of sort of representing that in his piece. I think that they are very blunt with one another, honest in conversation, and know that both are working towards the same goal, so they're able to have those sort of conversations. And he's a big part of this team. I think the tough aspect from Sacramento's perspective is if he leaves, I have no clue how you replace his sort of production. I guess you got to try to work with the MLE, but it's a tough spot to be in. So hopefully he sticks around. Hopefully there's a sense of, I kind of established myself, I guess, a bit in Sacramento, even though it kind of was the Lakers, to be honest. So kind of curious, but I'm about 70-30 on Malik that he stays.
So Brendan, and I'm not picking on you because you're far from the first person I've heard have that reaction, especially after the Anthony Slater article. But I just want to read again, and I know you're familiar with this, but for the audience, I want to read Malik Monk's reaction and quote when he was asked if he's good with not starting. He said, quote, hell no, I don't like it, but S word, it's what I have to do for us to win and play better, so I just take the role head on. And there are 100% different ways in interpreting this, especially with that last line. But man, I kind of interpreted it as, well, look, it's for the greater good, and I'm doing it, and I'm taking one for the team in a contract year. But, I mean, he literally said it bothers the hell out of him that he doesn't start. So you think in the prime of his career, we're looking at a situation where he would return to Sacramento without an assurance of starting?
I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from. And Malik has said before, of course I want to start. Like, everybody wants to start.
Yeah.
I don't know. Earlier this year I got asked, what does Malik Monk do that Zach LaVine doesn't? And I guess consistency. But if Malik got more consistent, when he's on, as you guys know, it's all-star caliber production.
Yes.
So we're talking about a 25, 26-year-old guy that how late in Steph's career did he take the jump? And I'm not saying Malik's Steph, but
right.
Is it out of the question that this guy could reach all-star caliber production? And if he feels like going to San Antonio or Orlando allows him to sort of spread his wings, then I do think that's part of the conversation, but there's a chance that he's a Lou Will, Jamal Crawford, which are also big guys when it comes to the history of the NBA.
Notice the young kids don't say Ginobili anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Ginobili, you're right.
How about tomorrow then? Orlando. Look, Dave and I were saying that the list of bad losses is incredibly long. To the Kings' credit, Brendan, they have bounced back generally the next night or the next game and put up a pretty good performance. They're in Orlando. It's the best team they're playing on this trip. What do you think about that game tomorrow night?
I don't know what the heck to think.
That's the right answer.
So true.
I never know. All of last year and all of this season, I've been like, this team is good enough offensively to win any game and bad enough defensively to lose any game. And I really hope that the latter part was in the rear view in this month. And clearly after the game against Washington, it's not. But it feels like after they have a really bad loss, it never really sticks.
Yeah.
They move on from it pretty quick. So weirdly, I feel all right going into this Orlando game. For what it's worth, I felt really good going into the Washington game. So take that for what you will. But I think the Kings are going to do okay. And hopefully when De'Aaron pulls up from the logo with no time left, that it goes in.
Well, all-time head-to-head, 39-30. Kings over the Magic.
Yeah,
including Jason, when Brendan was probably making messes in his diapers, my guess, when the Kings broke the then all-time road record losing streak against Scott Skiles and the Magic in Orlando. When you look at the last few, though, the Kings are on a 5-game winning streak against Orlando. 12-point win in 2021, 4-point win in 2022. You had the OT 3-point win last year, the 3-point win this year, and then you had the one last year I skipped over, 136-111. So generally, at least lately, these have been very, very close games, and the only one of us to pick the Kings as favored tomorrow was the Sactown Sports Insider.
That's why he's the insider.
That's why he's not the Sactown Sports Outsider.
That's right.
Brendan Nunes. Brendan, appreciate you. Have a wonderful weekend. We look forward to reading your work both on SactownSports.com and Twitter, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. I'm a little crazy for that Orlando pick, but I'll take the win.
It's our favorite kind of crazy, Brendan. And when I think of you, that's what I think of. I think Brendan Crazy Nunes.
There we go.
See you,
there we go. Appreciate it, guys.
See you. Bye. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We'll take a break.
Let's take a break.
There's a lot to think. You know what? There's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
I actually, why doesn't this exist? How, they've got these commercials for the airport. How come some psychologist or a psychiatrist out there hasn't smartened up and starts running commercials during the game? Are you a Kings fan? I can help. Are these games way, way, way burrowing into your brain? I can help. Why is not somebody become, again, making the Kings money here, why is somebody not become the official psychologist or whichever the one is that's not the really serious one? Why do they not have an official psychologist for the fans?
Last year, I did have a yoga teacher give some breathing exercises for Kings fans prior to the
That's
playoffs.
It's not a bad idea.
Maybe we revisit that.
I'm not opposed to having a psychologist on the show to help with people. They can call in, be like, hey, I listen to this stuff way too much. I can't even talk to my partner about anything, and I punch walls. What do I do?
See, the problem I have with that is they're probably going to say, stop watching the games and stop listening to
It's not an option. It's not good for ratings either. Right. Sorry. Beyond that. What to watch? Celebrity birthdays, and we'll update you on a barn burner between Northwestern and FAU, currently tied up at 4 with 14:44 left in the half. We're right back after this.
Last season, the Sacramento Kings gave us a little bit of everything. A Pacific Division type, GM of the Year, Coach of the Year, Clutch Player of the Year, All-Stars and All-NBA performers. Plus, we got to light the beam.
Here's a steal by Fox, the breakaway. He's got the rip with the left hand.
What does this season have in store? Find out. Each and every Sacramento Kings game can be heard right here on your proud home of the Beam team, Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
Hey, it's Carmichael Dave for American Energy Heating and Air with a question. Have you recently had a technician diagnose your HVAC system? You were a bit surprised at how much it cost, or did something seem off about their quote? Because at American Energy, they take pride in giving you honest, straightforward solutions to get that system up and running. Have their qualified technicians come out and give you a free second opinion. It's free. You got nothing to lose but some dollars off of that original quote. They're making the uncomfortable comfortable. They've been doing it since 1981, serving the greater Sacramento area. A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That's why they keep having customers coming back for more and more and more. You can call them and set that appointment at 916-520-9990. That's 916-520-9990 or AmericanEnergyAir.com.
Call 916-520-9990 now.
What's the missing piece for the 49ers?
Which names will they add during free agency? Whether it's in season or off season, the coverage never stops. Get the latest 49ers news on Sactown Sports at SactownSports.com.
RC Willey has everything for your home, including furniture, mattresses, appliances, electronics, and flooring. Save now during their coupon event with over $5,000 in coupon savings. RC Willey, located in Rockland and Delta Shores. RC Willey, your home, your way.
Whether you prefer thrills or serenity, the 2024 Accord from Elk Grove Honda delivers both. With Honda Sensing Standard, the 2024 Accord is once again a winner of the 2024 Car and Driver's 10 Best Cars, making Honda the winningest brand in car and driver award history. Drive a 2024 Accord Hybrid and see for yourself what the fuss is all about. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Thunder, feel the thunder.
It ignites something inside of you.
Lightning and the thunder.
Sets alight an elevated state of being. Days are pure exhilaration. And the nights, they're simply electric. See it, hear it, feel it.
Thunder, feel the thunder. lightning and the thunder.
Thunder Valley Casino Resort. Feel the thunder.
Hear that? The sound of your antique fountain pen gliding across linen paper as you journal in the park. And if you were here, you'd be inspired by the warm breeze. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. And the wind in your face on the road is all the inspiration you need. So if you ride, get a quote and see if you could save with Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Now that's inspiring. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Ball forward, take your base.
The only thing worse than a pitcher running out of gas on the mound is your old phone running out of storage for your photos in the stands.
Goodbye, home run.
Switch to Verizon and get a great deal on a new iPhone 15 Pro with tons of storage for all the ballpark pics you want. Just trade in your iPhone, any model, in any condition, so you'll feel like you're winning, even when your team's not. Trade in any iPhone in any condition for a great deal on iPhone 15 Pro with unlimited Ultimate and get iPad and Apple Watch SE with eligible service plan. Only on Verizon.
Country in the Park is back May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo with Brantley Gilbert, Dustin Lynch, Jay Cohen, Walker Hayes, and more. Tickets start at just $46. Country in the Park May 17th and 18th at Cal Expo. For more information, visit CITPFest.com.
Brought to you by Fidium Fiber, Dawson Oil Company, and Good Guys Heating and Cooling.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
According to Bogey Jones in the Daily Divot, golf is the best sport ever, and they provide a few reasons why. Some include no two courses are the same, so you'll never get bored. Some are wicked long, others have super thick rough, and others have fast greens. Enjoy the variety. You can make the game competitive with anyone. With other sports, bigger, stronger, younger opponents may have an edge. In golf, different tees and a formal handicap system makes it competitive, even if you're a 30 handicap. Golf can't be conquered. One day you can't miss a shot, the next day you want to throw all your clubs into the lake. The unpredictability is fascinating, and age is just a number. You can play when you're 70 years old. In fact, some don't take up the game until later in life, but don't wait that long. And you'll meet amazing people, celebrities, athletes, successful CEOs. You never know who you'll meet on a golf course. And oh yeah, it's a game. So have some fun. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
Dr. Ken Howachek and kinesiologist Kelsey Graham discuss the Good Feet store.
The foot has a lot of detail. It has a lot of complexity. There's a lot that can go wrong. A lot of problems start in the foot and end up elsewhere. Knee pain, hip pain, back pain. When aligning the feet properly, we can see relief elsewhere. And that's the beauty of the Good Feet Arch support. It can place the feet into their ideal position and gives them the balance, the support, the comfort, and the relief of the pain. The bottom line is that the Good Feet Arch support can be a highly effective pain relief solution when nothing else has worked.
The feet have a really big impact on how the rest of the body moves. The knees, the hips, the lower back especially. If the foot isn't properly aligned, all of these joints are going to function incorrectly. That results in a lot of muscle tension and chronic pain. What I really like about the Good Feet system is that the right arch supports can put the foot in its proper alignment. So all the joints up the rest of the body will be aligned properly as well. And when the body's aligned, we can reduce the risk of injury and chronic pain.
Visit the Good Feet store in Sacramento, Roseville, Modesto, Stockton, and Vacaville for a free fitting and test walk.
For a precision-crafted performance, the decision is easy. A new Acura from Acura of Stockton. Get the driving experience you've been waiting for in a new Acura. Get the best selection and customer service you deserve from Acura of Stockton. Shop in person or use our online express store at AcuraofStockton.com. Acura of Stockton will buy your trade, even if you don't buy from us. Don't settle for less than precision-crafted performance of a new Acura from Acura of Stockton and AcuraofStockton.com.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Yes. ELO tickets coming up at the end of this segment. Don't forget celebrity birthdays, Friday fun and games, and so much more. Just got a text during the break to put a smile on my face. Going home, what the wife said.
Sloppy Joe's?
Which I had last night, no. She said, hey, want to hit up Sam's Club? I said, you know what?
It's a good Friday. Got a pretty busy Saturday planned.
Yeah, maybe if we have time, maybe a little Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just go to Sam's Club. It's like butterflies knowing you're going to Disneyland for middle-aged people. It's awesome. I'm going to run into some old people with my cart.
Yeah.
Look at all the TVs for the 30th time.
Get some samples.
Feels good. What to watch tonight. Thunder at Raptors.
Go Raptors.
Yeah. Pelicans at Heat.
Oh, go Heat.
Cavs at Timberwolves.
Go Cavs.
Pacers at Warriors.
Gross.
I mean, Pacers, right?
Sure.
Wow, you hate DeMontis Sabonis. Clippers at Blazers.
Go James Harden.
Go James
This
Harden.
time, defend the shot better.
Yes, defend everyone.
Yeah.
And finally, Sixers at Lakers.
Yeah. Go Philly.
Go Philly. Ahead of they're already on the West Coast for their trip to Sacramento.
Correct.
With Friday Fun and Games coming up in the next segment featuring Simone. Celebrity birthdays right now, and they're meant to be spent with family and friends. Those birthdays are. Nothing brings family and friends together better than crumble cookies, and dare I say, it's about time for a visit from our friend over at Crumble Cookies.
Someone brought, I believe, crumble cookies to Alan yesterday for her. Not crumble cookies themselves, a listener for his birthday. That was one heck of a shot, by the way.
I got really. I was like, remember in what was it, True Lies, when Schwarzenegger just punched the window?
Yes.
That's kind of what that was.
Yeah.
I just was angry.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were.
What an idiot.
Celebrity birthdays.
Yes.
Jason Ross.
Happy birthday on this March 22nd to Reese
Witherspoon.
Correct.
Is there another Reese? Davis. I guess, yeah.
Pieces.
Reese. I was had the biggest crush on Reese Witherspoon.
You don't anymore?
I still kind of do. I'll say.
Cruel Intentions.
Yeah, no, I
Legally
did
Blonde.
Intentions. 44.
I think she's 47.
No.
I think neither one is correct, but I think Chris, and I know Chris is closer, 48.
Oh my God, she's so old.
Happy birthday, JJ
Reddick.
Happy birthday, JJ
Watt.
Stokes. Correct. Oh, Stokes. He was
So
at the game
well
the other
done.
night.
Remember when he spit on?
Oh, yeah. Do you know who he spit on?
Friar Johnson.
Yes, Bill Romanowski.
That's
correct.
right.
Friar Johnson was the name you went with.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've thought about Friar Johnson.
Yeah. JJ Watt is how old?
JJ Watt is 35.
He is 34.
No.
Ooh, we've got a correct answer. Yeah, I know you're bummed because it's you.
Oh,
correct for you. 35.
I'm the best around.
Yeah.
No one's ever going to bring me down.
Happy birthday, William.
Will I am?
William
Shatner.
Yes.
Oh.
Billy Shatz.
That's what his friends call it.
They call him Billy Shatz.
Oh, Billy Shatz.
I
Captain
think I sent you a
Kirk.
video of that last night.
Did I just what?
It's Billy.
We should have. Man, I should have known it was his birthday. We would have played a little bit of his. What's the song? David Bowie, Rocket Man. Best performance ever.
His song.
I think he's like 90.
I think he's 94.
I think, and I know that Christopher Lott's closer, 93 for old Billy Shatz.
God,
But he still looks amazing.
He does. He really does. It's Captain Kirk.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Keegan
Murray. No.
Keegan.
Oh, Michael Key.
Yes.
Keegan Michael Key.
Good work.
Keegan Michael Key is 43.
I always want to say Keegan Michael Keegan.
That would be better.
He is
Keegan Michael Keegan.
47.
How old did you say?
43. He said 47.
Chris is closer, 53.
Wow.
All right, let's get.
Why, when you said Keegan Michael Keegan, I don't know. I think it's the cadence that I now have sit, Ubu, sit in my head, and it will be there all day.
Sit, Jason, sit.
Good job, Clark.
All right. Torian Prince, Brian Shaw, Sean Bradley, or Todd McShay?
Sean Bradley is 55.
Oh, Sean Bradley is 54. That way, I just want to cover all the ones below 55.
Yeah, you did a good job. He's 52.
That's strategy.
Good work. There you go.
Okay, that's celebrity birthdays. We'll take the. What was Sean Bradley? Wasn't he the second pick in the draft? I think he was. We'll take
He's also one of the Monstars.
We'll take caller number 2, and it wasn't CGI, the stretched arm and all that. He was that tall and that long. We'll take caller number 2. Live Nation is teamed up with Sactown Sports for your chance to see Jeff Lynn's ELO at Golden One Center October 23rd. All you have to do is hit up the Folsom Lake Honda hotline right now. Over caller number 2 to score that pair of tickets to pull up for Jeff Lynn's ELO at Golden One Center on October 23rd. 1-800-920-1140. For more information, visit SactownSports.com. We're back with Friday Fun and Games next.
Did you miss any part of our live local shows? Don't worry, you never have to miss them again. Check out SactownSports.com and search our podcast page and play our shows when you want. The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Stiles and Watkins, and the Drive Guys. Plus, other podcasts like Return of the Empire, Return of the Roar, the Stingers Up podcast, and Golf to Go with Frank LaRosa.
They're all available right now on SactownSports.com.
Norman, we need to pause this surgery. What, doctor? Because Xfinity Mobile just got even better. Now you're automatically connected to Wi-Fi speeds up to a gig while you're on the go. Plus, existing Xfinity customers can buy one unlimited line and get one free for a year.
Visit XfinityMobile.com to learn more. Offer ends 6/21. Restrictions apply. Existing Xfinity Internet service and 2 new unlimited lines required. Reduced speeds after 30 gigabytes of usage per line. Data thresholds may vary. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary, not guaranteed.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
It's Coach Doug Christie here to remind you, if you want a deal that's a slam dunk, go see the winning team at Folsom Lake Ford. Folsom Lake Ford is your truck headquarters with all your American-made favorites, like America's best-selling F-Series, F-150s, and Super Duties, or spacious new Explorers and Expeditions, plus a huge selection of Broncos and Bronco Sports, all in stock now at Folsom Lake Ford, right here in Sacramento. You can buy any new Ford with zero down on approved credit, save big with low interest finance rates, and Folsom Lake Ford always pays top dollar for your trade. Check out the huge selection of inventory online at FolsomLakeFord.com or stop by the dealership to see their most recent arrivals. Looking for something special? Give them a call and tell them Doug Christie sent you. They'll help you out. Hurry to Folsom Lake Ford in the Folsom Auto Mall, your trusted dealer, my trusted dealer for over 35 years and counting.
Discover your dream home at Subcontractors United, your source for all home improvement needs. A talented team of home services experts is ready to make your projects a breeze. No more endless internet searches. Find your contractors in one place. Enjoy stress-free service absolutely free, with no hidden costs and no accounts to set up. Transform your living space into something extraordinary. Visit Subcontractors United today and experience the joy of hassle-free home improvement. Dream big at subcontractorsunited.com.
The weather's warming up, spring is here, and so is road trip season. And if you're saying, yeah, sure, I would love to load everything up in my car and hit the road and go on a long road trip, but I don't trust my car. It's not dependable. Well, then go see my friends at Elk Grove Kia. They'll get you into something dependable and super affordable, like a brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS for $19,988. Yep, at a time when the average new car price is over $48,000, Elk Grove Kia can get you into a brand new car for less than half of that. This car's loaded with automatic transmission and 8-inch touchscreen with rear camera. It's got advanced driver assistance system, so it's got tech and safety. And again, this brand new 2024 Kia Forte LXS can be yours for only $19,988. Only at the #1 Sacramento Kia dealer, Elk Grove Kia, in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, and online at elkgrovekia.com. Elk Grove Kia sale price, $20,738. Kia rebate, $750. Net price, $19,988. One at this price. Stock number GK9219. Expires March 31st, 2024.
Right now, while you're sitting on the couch or just driving around, your friends are at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, powered by Top Tracer. The vibe is perfect, whether you're an accomplished player or a newbie. Play a variety of fun games, play Pebble Beach, or compete against friends at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range. Hungry? The Hangout Food Truck offers burgers, chicken strips, and more. Check the summer-long free concert schedule. Be a part of the fun at the Hagen Oaks Driving Range, Fulton Avenue at Cap City Freeway, open until midnight.
Birthdays are meant to be spent with family and friends, and nothing brings family and friends together better than freshly baked and home-delivered crumble cookies.
We have finally made it to Friday.
Let's end your week the right way with Friday Fun and Games
On the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Yeah. Want to bring in the fastest growing midday radio show anywhere in the world. Always a good feeling when you come in and go, you know what? Things worked out yesterday. And see, Alan is enjoying his gift he got from us for his birthday.
Yeah. Right over there on the ground.
Yeah.
I started coughing. It was dusty.
Have you and Chris, have you guys hugged it all today?
I'm sorry?
How do you...
What? The greatest jacket of all time.
Chris is wearing a UCLA Letterman. I didn't know we had two UPPA fans.
I wore a Letterman yesterday. Nobody said anything.
You wore what?
I wore a Letterman yesterday.
It wasn't that.
And it had my name on it.
Yeah, it didn't have you. Yeah, but
Alan is bringing all the attention.
I know, right?
Him. It's like, geez, let me have a jacket.
Hello.
I wore it on purpose because March Madness was starting, and I was very upset. Nobody said anything.
About your letter jacket?
That's right.
I had your name on it, though.
That's right.
It's a flex.
And my number.
Wow.
Great jacket, though, Chris.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Thanks.
Also, we got to get into Friday Fun and Games, but I am curious, guys. We play this game all the time. We played it with Brendan earlier. Orlando Magic hosting the Sacramento Kings tomorrow.
That's right.
Who is favored and by how much?
Oh, I got this one.
The Magic are favored by 2.5.
3.5.
3.5.
The Magic?
Yeah.
I want to say 4.5, but I say 3.5.
I think I said 3.5.
Yeah.
No, I said Magic 4.5.
4.5. Yeah. 1.5 is the correct answer.
Yeah.
Should probably be more
for the Kings.
It should be
for the Kings.
Kings are favored.
The Kings are favored by 1.5 against the 25-9 at home Orlando.
And better record overall.
I'm going to stay quiet on this one, but if you're out there, you know what to do.
Well, but the thing is, maybe Vegas has figured out the Kings.
Trend.
That's true.
Bad losses, they bounce back.
They took a giant dump on the Lincoln Memorial yesterday, and
what was the line yesterday?
11.5 Kings were favored, which was an easy take for the Wizards.
That's right.
At one point, though, when the Kings caught him, like, oh, you know what? They're probably even going to cover.
Right.
And then they
exactly.
did not and lost the game.
And imagine, for example, there's people out there that are Kings fans, right? That had to watch that crap last night, and they lost their NCAA bracket winner.
Yeah.
Wow, that's tough.
Right.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. I mean, Kentucky, I don't know if a meal was just being a meal, but he said
a snack.
He said that, I don't even know if he's in it, but he said he took Kentucky to win it. Okay.
Yeah. That's why he's our Niners insider.
Yeah. And it's funny because when people say stuff, you start overthinking things. We were just talking about the big boys.
Yeah.
And when Emil said, I took Kentucky, I'm like, man, that's pretty smart. And then last night.
But at least it's Kentucky. Imagine what if you took I don't know.
You better
like
right now.
South Carolina.
Oh, but nobody did that.
But wait, is there any chance you took South Carolina, but you mixed up your men's and women's brackets? That would make
what Kyle asked me
that
too.
would make a little sense.
That's what Kyle asked me too.
Trying to give her an out, Chris.
Yeah.
I was going by conference, and you just think SEC is more. Turns out not in basketball. They're having a rough go, it feels like.
Guy was having a game.
Yeah.
Hussard, I think his name was.
Yes. Well, what are you going to do?
Yep.
Like a career high.
Well, no better way to cheer you up than a nice round of Friday fun and games. Simone sitting in for Christopher Laud, who's off doing an interview right now. Jason Ross, walk us through it.
We call this, no other way to name it, but it's the Zachariah game. I mean, we're going to have categories. You're going to bid. He's not here. He would overbid, but it's the best. You guys know what game it is now.
Absolutely.
Simone has the timer in there. Simone, you're playing as well if you end up bidding the highest. So there's a category specifically designed for, I'm saying this openly out on the air. I hope you guys bid very high because I think Simone will bid higher. I don't want to see her try.
Is it characters?
It's gonna be Housewives or something.
Characters on Vanderpump Rules.
Maybe.
Reality TV.
By the way, apologies to Sacramento's own Reese Hoskins, who we were naming our Reese Moors earlier for Witherspoon. Somebody
it is spelled different.
It is, but
RHYS.
Yeah,
that guy hits dingers.
He does. Okay, first category. Yeah. Dave, you'll be the first one to bid. 15 seconds will be on the clock. See if you can name how many cable television network channels can you name in 15 seconds.
I'll say 6.
Alan,
that's a good number.
That's really it is because it's got a little circle at the bottom. And
I always do this. I'm gonna say 7.
Okay, Simone.
8.
Oh, 8.
Oh, I'm
Chris.
stopping.
Okay, Dave. More than 8. 8 is the bid.
Just throw a 10 out there.
Quick question: does that include like news channels?
Sure.
Okay.
What do you mean? Like
I'll say 9.
CNN would be in.
What about services?
No, we're doing channels.
You can't say like Comcast.
For example, CNN is a cable channel.
Simone said 8.
Dave went to 9.
Come on, birthday boy. What you got? What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken.
15 seconds.
Yes.
Let's do it.
What?
10?
10.
Let's go.
Simone.
11.
In 15 seconds.
Okay.
Go.
Go. Start the clock, Simone. You have 11. Go.
Bravo, TLC, HBO, USA, TNT, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, Food Network, HGTV.
Oh! Simone Araya! Oh, my God!
Wait, did you say Fox?
No.
No, but she also said
ESPN.
H, and I'm sitting HBO. She goes,
I did say HBO.
Oh, you did?
My
My bad.
HBO.
She
I
got
was thinking she
10.
didn't get ESPN, ESPN2, ESPN,
Oh, I didn't do
ESPN Deportes.
The Ocho.
Four-letter network, my bad.
That's
That was
right.
really
That
good,
was-
but you
that was
really,
great.
really
Well,
Lifetime.
Yeah, I think per the spirit of the game, that's a Zachariah right there.
That is
So that was
100%.
Zachariah,
That-
take that
that
back.
literally
had
was a
it.
Zachariah.
And then you had like 4 seconds
Yeah.
left.
Yeah, that was impressive, but
Wow.
did not qualify. All right, next category, Alan. You set
Good
the
job,
bidding.
Simone.
Active
Not really.
NBA head coaches.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
3.
Okay, Simone, active NBA head coaches.
And microphone.
4.
5.
I'll pass.
I'm done.
I don't like
Simone?
coaches.
6.
No?
Chris, 5 in 15 seconds. You got it.
Mike Brown, Frank Vogel, Steve Kerr, Darvin Ham, and Eric Spoelstra.
That, you know what? We let him off the
Light
list.
work.
Did one division.
work.
Hey, good for you.
Who in the division did I forget?
Bob
Tyrone
Ty
Lue.
Lue.
Ty Lue.
Johnson.
There you go.
Yeah.
I feel like we got a little shortchanged on
We
this.
did.
Oh,
We
my
did.
bad. I'm sorry.
Too much jacket talk.
No, like, because
Yeah.
Alan's like, oh, my name was
No, that was not me.
Yeah.
That's
That was not
great
me.
categories.
That
Wow.
was a younger Alan.
I
You know
didn't even
what?
get to Simone's category, but she
I
did
thought
great.
it was the network.
No.
No, that's what I thought,
I didn't get
too.
to play.
What about, hey, could we do Monday Fun and Games?
Redemption,
We can do our
please.
first segment.
Just,
if you want.
Yeah.
Just seed it up.
just.
And I'm working again, too,
When?
on Monday for them.
Dave's got to
Done.
go. He's got to go.
Oh, you're saying you do first segment right
Yeah,
now?
that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Friday Fun Games continue when we get back. Sactown Sports.
Plays here.
Keegan scores another three-pointer. Keegan Murray knocking it down for 23 points. Match De'Aaron Fox for game scoring honors.
Sactown Sports is your proud home of the